What's up, banana bunch? Bunch? Bunch?
Welcome to the Jungle Gyms podcast. What's up, Banana Bunch? You know what time it is. It's time for another episode of the Jungle Gyms show. That's what I'm calling it now. It still says podcast in the title, but I'm going to call it a show. It feels more like a show to me. I'm shouting at you. This is my monologue, except I refuse to do actual jokes. I'll just say things I think are funny, and I'm hoping you laugh at as well. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you, as always, for being here with me. I appreciate you. It's a lovely Wednesday. Last week's giveaway winner, you have not reached out to me still. You should do that, because if I haven't heard from you in a day or so, I'm going to probably give away to the next person. I think I threatened that last week. I got a whole cooler from Eckrich Meats full of all kinds of unique, fun sodas from all over the world. You want that. And if not, one of you out there wants it. So just to be safe, why don't all of you leave me a comment on today's video telling me what soda you'd like the most, and that way that I can help pick a new winner. In the meantime, before I dive in too far, I got this care package in for the people at Wild Bill's Craft Beverage Company. A little background, I love festivals, especially fall festivals. I think fall is probably the best season, although I do like the winter too, which is apparently not popular here, a place that has all four seasons. But for years, I've gone to one in particular called the Circleville Pumpkin Show. I did an episode on it 2 years ago. It's great. The food's awesome. There's always fun stuff, but there's a staple at these events called Wild Bill's Craft Beverage Company, and they have this trailer. It's like an old-timey style trailer. They've got like little spigots on it, and you know, as a Birch Beer fan, you may remember, I always like going to those because they have these fun. You know what? I'm gonna do one of these awkward freeze cuts. Like I said, to match these, so they would give you effectively would buy one of these cups, and then you can refill it the whole day at the festival. It's a great time. I love the product anyway. And so then they found the show and reached out to me. They're like, Mark, we want to send you a little something. So it made my day. Honestly, I got a huge box. I got all these things to try. Very excited about that. Got a mug too. And if you've ever been to my house, so the 7 of you that are my friends that watch this, you know, above my sink in the kitchen, I have all of the years on the pumpkin show because I would collect these because, you know, I don't drink a ton of alcohol. And at food festivals, I generally lean more towards soda anyway. But I always love the cups because I'm like, I can just go get refilled. And it was cute. This was like the first year in a long time I hadn't bought the mug. And even funnier because, you know, it usually in the fall, it can be a warm day. And imagine a lot of soda, there's sugar and stuff in the air. You get some bees. Well, of course, this is the one year I go to the festival and it's very cool and cold even, and no bees. So I really blew it in both regards. But anyway, they have a line of at least 12 different sodas. I have 12 flavors here. I'm drinking the original cola today. Fun fact, so they use real sugar, which is already a great note. Pure cane sugar, low sodium. All right, we'll put that on every soda. But they are both gluten-free and maybe more importantly, some of you caffeine-free. And the whole line is caffeine-free. That really surprised me. And every flavor I've tried so far is amazing. There was a strawberry cream soda that I was like, I didn't know that was a drink I wanted, and they've kind of ruined me for it. The cola is great, and I'm a very tough cola critic, so again, thank you so much, Wild Bills. I am hoping that maybe all of you watching this are like, I'd love to have Wild Bills, or you maybe, hey, you know what? Leave me a comment with your favorite Wild Bills experience, because I know I'm not the only one that's tried their stuff. And if this is something you'd like us to bring in, you should let us know what you'd like to try. So many good ones. There's a ginger ale in there I'm excited about. I'm staring at a can of, there's a Bomb Pop one. This time of year, I'm amazed. Anyway. All right, well, thanks again, Wild Bills. Now, this week, I also want to do some deals leading up to the top, and then I'm going to tell you what the show's about. So, starting off, we've gotten closeouts right now. Well, you'll see them in closeout fridge, but they're available everywhere in the store that you can keep refrigerated pies. But we've got, I believe this is a 10-inch pie. Let me confirm that. Nope, they don't have the size on it. Well, I think we all know size doesn't matter when you're talking about it. But this is a fairly sizable pumpkin pie here. These are on sale for $4.99. I'm trying to get you ready for Thanksgiving because we're really only about a week or so out. And then this is a deal of a century. Next week, I'm going to have the King's Hawaiian people on the show. They just built the world's largest display of King's Hawaiian rolls. And these are their words, not mine. But apparently we have the lowest price on these in the entire United States right now. So we've got these packages though for $2.99, 12 count rolls. We got them in the classic, sweet, original flavor. And then we also have their butter rolls, which I found out were often more expensive, but almost equally delicious. They taste very similarly. Dinner roll, they're just slightly less sweet. So if you don't like as much of a sweet one, I would tell you to try those. But they also have on sale, and this is another treat. This is the strawberry cream soda of King's Hawaiian. But they apparently sell these as full loads. So you can just like get one contiguous, like a round of King's Hawaiian Love. You can see the face I'm making trying to process. Like, oh my gosh, you know how different egg sandwiches would have been? So excited about those. I'm pretty sure that's $4.99 right now. But you got to get these while supplies last. You know the drill. Come out, clean us out of this. It'll make your Thanksgiving experience a lot easier. God, that's such a good deal on these rolls, though. Like, here, another comment you can leave on this video, everyone. Guess how many packages I bought of these since they came in on Friday? It's lower than you'd think. Okay, so this episode's a big beer one here. We've got a couple things coming up this week, and I am pretty excited about that. So first off, I want to welcome to the community honestly, they're one of the best breweries in the country, and we are very, very thankful to have them here in Cincinnati. Third Eye Brewing. They're opening a new location right up the street on Route 4 from the Jungle. By the time you watch this episode, the day it's airing, they are opening the weekend of. So the Friday after this episode comes out, which I believe is the something. Is it the 17th? I'm terrible at calendars, but they open this weekend, so you can check that out. But we're going over there. I'll have a couple pictures and some little video clips of what we saw there, as well as you'll get to meet the team behind it. Kelly and the rest of the crew that are behind the brilliance of what they're doing over there. Really worth your time. The new space is beautiful. I'm thankful I got to check it out early. Thank you guys. I appreciate this. So they're coming up first. And then after that, another beer-centric thing. If you don't know about this, every year for the last few years, we've been doing a toy drive back in, actually, you know what? I think I have the poster right behind me. It was right behind me, but slightly further behind me. So this is the third one I'm reading off here. You can see the poster, and I'll show it to you again in a second. But this is the third annual Giving Thanks Toy Drive Pint Night. It's on Wednesday, November 22nd. So that's next Wednesday, a week from this show's release. It goes from 5 to 9 p.m. It's at the tasting bar back here in Beer and Wine at the Fairfield store. Here's the deal. So right off camera, I've got a bike here from New Belgium Brewing. It actually looks really cool. It's like kind of a vintage style. And we're doing raffles. So here's the deal. If you donate a toy, you get a raffle ticket, and then you can potentially win. So we got things like the New Belgium bike, and you're going to hear from all the breweries that are involved in this. Madtree, Founders, New Belgium, Bells, as well as 50 West coming out here. They're going to be on the show in a second. You'll see them. That's the second segment. And they are talking all about this event. A lot of interesting info in there and a lot of silly fun. It should be great. But one thing I want to note about this, and I know they bring it up in the show, but just in case you don't listen to the whole thing for some silly reason, when donating toys, please do not bring stuff to animals. While we appreciate the thought, of course, a big thing here is that the way the group that they're working, the Play Library, you can check out more at playlibrary.org. They think of it like a library, so it's a borrowing system or a rental system, as it were, where you can they'll take the toy out for a child, and then when the child is either outgrown or done with the toy, it gets returned. So because of this, all the toys need to be sanitized a specific way. Fabric toys, you just can't really sanitize. So that's kind of a huge problem. And it ends up being, anyway, I'm just telling you now so you can do it the right way. I think that'd be really cool. But again, here's the poster, November 22nd, 5 to 9 p.m. It's a Wednesday night. Come on out. This is the biggest drinking night of the year. You want to come spend it with us here instead of sitting with your family 2 nights in a row. Am I right? I see your posts on social media. Okay, let's kick it off here. Let's bring back Ferd. Well, honestly, Ferd's all over this episode too. Let's bring back Ferd, and let's go with the Third Eye Brewing guys next. All right, Ferd, what do you say we open our third eye? That's a whole different episode of the podcast that you and I are going to do. Welcome to the show, gentlemen. Third Eye, seriously, I'm glad to be here. Thanks for a little pregame going on here today. Cheers, everybody.
Thanks for having us.
Of course. Yes. Well, this is sort of a welcome to the neighborhood as well, right? Yes. A loose one. So why don't we go around the room and introduce ourselves? Obviously, I'm Mark, and we know me. We know Ferd. Say what's up, Ferd.
Hi, I'm Ferd.
Kelly, you're up next.
I'm Kelly, head brewer at Third Eye.
Tim Collins, sales at Third Eye.
Andrew Moore, brewer.
Awesome. Welcome, guys. All right, now here's I think, Andrew, this might be a good question for you to lead with. What makes your beer so special?
Us. That's a perfect answer.
Yeah, it is. Well, I mean, it is. It's an art form, right? Like, you know, it's kind of like cooking or anything else. You're putting a lot of yourself into it, so it's not a bad answer.
It's the foundation of the brewing industry is brewing the beer. So I think Kelly's mind going into it and writing recipes, and Tom Argo, myself, like just going through, and you know, we're all putting in sweat and time to make good stuff.
That's gonna be the new style, the sweaty Kolsch.
The sweaty Kolsch.
Hand wrung. I mean, I would try it once at least. It's like slightly salted. I'm sure we've carried weirders in here, right, Ferd?
No,
not that. All
no.
right.
I mean, we've been
Listen,
asked
guys.
multiple times for helium beer. It doesn't exist. And then my other one is the not the ancient yeast, but the beard yeast. Like
Yeah.
the beard yeast, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't think I'd want to bring that in if we did.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just very limited quantity. You're like,
I mean,
maybe just like one
just
pack.
little.
Yeah. I mean, listen, guys, we're really here today cornering the market on sweat and beard-related products. We got a lot of good beards in the room right now. So I'm just saying. Ferd, lead me a little bit here. So you were really excited about this before we were coming up as far as doing this because obviously Third Eye is moving into the neighborhood.
They're moving into the neighborhood. They make absolutely fantastic beers. I'm going to be at their place almost every day.
Right.
It's on my way home from work. It's going to be my new route on my way home from work because I don't drive down Route 4, but for this, I'll make exceptions.
Yeah.
I asked first on my own bar stool, and they were like,
You'll
can't really do that.
You're gonna
But
earn it.
everybody will figure it out before too long. When I just hover behind them, like, are you done yet? Are you done yet? My wife's going to sit next to you. Are you done yet? She picks her nose. She doesn't, but I mean, I'll
But
say
she
stuff
will.
like that. I
Yeah.
mean, to get me to be able to sit next to her.
For
yeah.
sure.
And she's deaf in one ear, so I have to sit on the correct side.
You just have to create a little peer pressure for everyone. But like I tell everyone, peer pressure isn't real when you have no equal. That's also my wrestling promo. So, can you imagine me in a singlet? Please don't. Not right now. Save it for at home. All right. So,
He actually is a wrestler. He wears a mask.
I can get all about some wrestling.
see, I actually really
If
know
you brought
nothing
your
about it.
singlet, I've
yeah.
got my luchador mask in the car. We could do a little.
I mean, you know what's hilarious?
Impromptu,
I know nothing about it outside of the jokes I just made, but I'm down. I'm a man of my word. Kelly, I'm on
Just
board.
when you
Get
talk
the mask.
wrestling, he's gonna get serious with you.
I'm gonna go
I'll
full
start
mask.
stretching
I'm
out.
gonna
Serious
cicada
than
costume.
beer.
I got it. Oh, grand opening party.
Okay, yes.
Wrestling match. Jungle Gyms versus Third Eye.
Oh my god.
On the patio.
Tag team.
I'm in.
All right, I'm in.
Yeah,
Yes.
where's some jungle definitely has a steel cage here. Going full ladder match. That's amazing.
We've all got masks.
Oh, that's right. Kelly gave you masks, right?
Yeah, we all got masks.
I wear mine to the FCC
The whole
games.
brew
Do you really? No, it's blue and orange, and
That's
yeah.
awesome. Ferd, I really wish we'd set this up better. I would have had everybody in masks today. This would have been awesome. What were you thinking? All right, next time you guys are back.
next podcast-
All masks.
All right.
I'll wear a costume. I might wrestle in the cicada suit. It would be very protective at first. Oh my gosh. Okay, so what are we trying first? We started today. We're working our way up, right, from top to bottom.
Yeah, so we're starting off with our untapped potential, which is our Kolsch. I believe this was the 5th or 6th beer that ever came out of Third Eye. It was one of the original beers. It's become a flagship. It's one of our sellers. Try to can this once a month. But it's classic. We use all German ingredients. We got German Pilsner, we got German yeast, German hops, and we try to match the water profile as best we can to
cool.
German water. So it's as authentic to a German Kolsch as we can do here in Ohio. So.
That's such an interesting wrinkle there in doing that as far as matching the water quality and like style. I don't think anyone else has ever mentioned that on the show before, but that's like, is that pretty unique to you guys?
Whatever style of beer, wherever the style originated, I try to match the water profile. So if it's an English beer, each city's got their own unique water profile, so we try to match it up, and I think that's one thing that does kind of set us apart.
So, talking about water, I'm going to jump in with a question. Are you excited about using Hamilton water to brew your beer now?
I am.
You changed everything, the pH levels to get to where you
Yeah,
are.
no, I'm excited about it. We've gone through our first 4 batches of beer in Hamilton now, so we've officially started brewing over there, and so I'm just now starting to, the team's starting to get to play with the water, and it's fantastic. I think we'll see a little bit better product because that water is a little bit better than everywhere else. So I think it's gonna actually make the beer a little better.
That
All right.
crisp Hamilton water.
Well, I just got hope that my favorite beer will become even better.
Yeah, you're like, I'm trying to go from 9.5 to a 10. Officially. Imagine everything. You know, it's so you bring it up because obviously I do a lot of food stuff on the show. And growing up on the East Coast, I always was like, why is the bread out here? Why does it taste? I won't, better maybe is not the right word, but why is it better? And I always joked. I was like, it's got to be the water quality. It's got to be like the shitty ocean water is just doing something for us.
All the flavor.
Well, yeah, exactly. I was like, have you ever tasted a graveyard, a wet graveyard? That's what the ocean tastes like. Put it in your pizza dough. But it does kind of work, right? There's a reason everyone's trying to emulate this. So I hate to like hang on such a specific note like that. But the beer is great, and I think that's such a cool little unique wrinkle.
So just so I'm not wrong, what's the number one ingredient in beer?
Water.
I knew the answer, but I mean,
Just want to be safe.
Yeah.
You're like, listen, nothing wrong with that, Ferd. It's like, hey, sandbag always. This was really good. Yeah, it was really crisp, really refreshing. It gives me that, like, if I ever mowed my lawn, I would totally drink this afterwards, But instead, I got goats.
Well,
it's not even, but it's not long.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's like, I've got a few less cease and desist letters from the city of Covington.
Now they want you to get rid of the goats.
Yeah, I know. It's just so disappointing. I'm like, it's their goat. I stole it from them 6 months ago. Oh, my gosh. They really do have a goat on, like, I don't know if it's on payroll, but, it's a weird thing.
They give it food.
Yeah, right? Yeah, they're just
Water.
like, listen, I got these lawns.
You got to go eat them.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
We're way off topic.
We are so derailed from the jump. This is already fun. This is what people want out of a podcast. They're like, yeah, beer, whatever. What do you guys think about, you know what I mean? Like, that's why all these podcasts have popped off so much, right? It's why it's always just like two fat comedians in a room, like, you know what I mean? For 3 hours.
Well, thanks for calling me a comedian.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I fit the fat mold.
Cheers to that. So, all right, I got the one I always like asking everybody. Do you have a favorite baby in the lineup? Like, who is your, you know what I mean? If there was like, if you were gonna keep just brewing only one, what would? And I'll let you kick this one off, Kelly.
My favorite one is the barley wine. Barley wines aren't year-round sellers. We did bring one here today, but
Yeah,
it's not everybody's into drinking 12% beers one after another.
Sure.
But, that's I am.
Yeah, but you're a professional. You know what I mean? And you take it seriously. The barley wines generally have like a slight like sweet note to them too, right?
Yeah, ours definitely there's tons of caramel malts. We build a kind of a complex flavor profile through using, I don't know, there might be 7 or 8 different types of caramel malts going from toffee to caramel to just butterscotch. We use all kinds of different caramels. So it's all from the grain.
That's
from the
beautiful,
barley
though.
that's been kilned in a way to bring out those flavors.
Like that rich kind of like the dark sugar notes. Honestly, I think about it. I'm excited about that one. That's gonna be good. How about you? What's on your favorite sauce? Who's your favorite child?
I'm a fan of the Dunkels or dark lagers in general.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just, if we could have those all year round, I'd be down for it. Like, 100%.
Listen, you guys lead the charge. You just have to bring them around. All you need, it's like air fryers, right? They're just little convection ovens, okay? You just need somebody with the right PR push to push it the right way. So, like, you just needs a soft rebrand and you can drink it in the spring.
Sure.
I like it.
Yeah, spring dunkel? I don't know.
I like it.
Man.
I want to try it at least.
Hey, you don't have to sell me. I'm in.
We'll force the audiences to get into it, Or were you say, Ferd? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to step on you.
I was going to talk about the Czech lager, the dark Czech lager that you guys do. That is absolutely fantastic. When it's on the menu, I show up more often to drink it. So
Yeah. Is that one that gets canned too, or is that just in the brewery?
Is that are we talking about
Liquid Harmony?
the Schwartz beer? The
Czech
Czech
lager.
lager. Don't you have a
Good
dark Czech
living.
lager?
Oh,
Liquid Harmony? Amber?
I don't know the dark Czech we do.
Stump the brewers.
What's Liquid Harmony? Liquid Harmony. What is that?
it's an amber.
It's lager, right? It's our darker lager.
Well,
It's Liquid
yeah,
Harmony.
I guess I'm confusing it with something else. Like,
That's why.
so
Wow, Ferd, you've been drinking
It is
again.
delicious, though.
Oh, Liquid Harmony.
I think you're thinking of our Schwartz beer, though. What was the name? What is it? I don't even know. What's done so many beers? What is that name? I forget.
The unbelievable thing about him is, we've been 3.5 years now, and we have 100 and
We have a lot.
I don't even know how many beers. It's so hard for us to keep track of of all the different beers he's made, but it's been all over the map. And that's the one thing I do like about what we do is that our board will always be multifaceted. You should be able to find something on that board that, whether it's an IPA or a lawnmower beer or it's a Scottish wee heavy, it's a sour, it's a seltzer, it's a double astral, imperial. I mean, it just, that's what I like. Being in the sales side of it, it's really awesome for me to be able to just move this beer, and we're not just the IPA guys,
Right.
So,
A little variety. Hey, I'm into it.
it's-
That said, we are trying now one of the IPAs. This is what, Nirvana or Bust? Double dry hop, New England IPA.
Yeah, kind of
Rushford.
it's kind of a unique New England that it does combine. It's got that dankness of Columbus hops. You wouldn't normally see Columbus hops in New England IPA because it's got that kind of West Coast dankness.
Oh, yeah.
But we combined it with
That's really good, though.
Citra, Nelson Sauvin, and I think that Columbus just really kind of makes the beer unique, but I also think it adds a really unique kind of flavor dimension. I think just tastes good. So
It's silly to say this, right? But as the non-expert in the room, just the casual enjoyer, it kind of tastes the way the logo looked a little bit, like very colorful, bright.
right.
Floral.
Yeah, you know what I mean? A little floral, almost like a little citrus note I get too, like very kind of like I want to sit at the beach right now.
Yeah.
I actually had a customer last week come in and ask for. They didn't know the brewery, but they were there. They had it, and they wanted the juicy fruit. Not juicy fruit. The what was the the gum that lost its flavor real quick.
Juicy fruit?
Or no, fruit stripes.
Fruit stripes.
Yeah.
That's what
He's like the IPA that tastes like fruit stripes. He's like, it's local, and I'm like, and so we go over and we're looking, and he's like, it's got lots of colors, and I'm like, is it Nirvana or Bust? And he's like, yeah. I've never heard it described like that, but that's not bad. But that's not bad. That's what he. I mean, and it's like.
Was it the green one?
Well, and just like fruit stripes, if you lick the outside of the can, you can also use it as a temporary tattoo.
Good idea. Get that to our marketing department.
You guys could just hire me at this point between
label
spring
right off.
dunkles, tattoos on the label, a little
You're
logo
hired.
in the foam.
Hired. I don't know.
Cheers. No, this is really good too. And as I'm one of those, like, I did the IPA thing exclusively, it felt like, for so long, and I'm trying to just really broaden my horizons in the last couple of years. This is one of those things that would absolutely bring me right back in. Because, a lot of the bitterness, I think, that gets so publicly associated with IPAs, right? I think we all know that that's not really as much of a thing anymore. But yeah, it has none of that. It's real. Honestly, it's almost as easy drinking to me as the Kolsch.
It is a flagship for us, so
I'm into that.
it is very tasty.
Yeah, we're starting to. We've got 4 batches on the new brew house, but the new brew house is so much more dynamic than what we were previously working on. We work with the manufacturer to do a lot of custom features that I think will start making the beers even better. So, for instance, Nirvana, like we're drinking now, we've just done our first IPA on the new system, and the best way I could compare it is you got a cheap Walmart speaker versus a really expensive high-end speaker, and you're hearing different sounds.
Right.
Well, with the new brew house, you're being able to hear all the notes, all the flavors, and with the new IPA, first one on the new system, we were getting all kinds of notes we weren't getting on the previous system. So we're really excited about how these new beers come out on the new system, and getting them in front of everybody because
That's so
they're really
cool.
wonderful.
Does that ever cause any sort of, I wouldn't say problem maybe, but I guess for lack of a better term, problem as far as like, you're like, oh my gosh, I've never noticed these notes before. Does this dramatically change it? Like, how does that affect almost like the relationship with the customer?
I think it's only, it's like you always knew those flavors were there, but they weren't quite they're just bright. It's like you're seeing colors for the first time. That's the best way I could describe the new brew house.
Yeah. I thought the speaker analogy was great too, because that's totally one of those things. You're like, oh, I've been listening to this on like my cell phone speaker, and then I go plug it into something or go listen to the vinyl, right? You're like, oh, there's a saxophone on this, you know?
Right.
I love it. That's really cool.
So it's exciting. We're 4 beers in, and I can't wait to, run all our recipes through the new system because it's fantastic.
Will this end up operating as like the main space, or is this more? Are you viewing it more satellite?
So we'll brew most of the beers there. The original location, I think, will be more for specialty stuff or small batch. There'll be a particular niche for it. I don't think we've quite figured out what that's going to be.
Cool. No, I'm excited though. Well, we're here for the journey. Do we actually, I should do this fairly early in the show too. Do we have an idea of when we're opening the new location, or is that up in the air and I can just put it in when I release the episode?
Schedule right now is for November 10th and 11th.
Okay.
We'll have a few soft openings prior to that, but we do have some issues with parking and sewer and different things, so that we could, can bump it up
Tentative
a week or
date.
two. Yeah.
Cool.
So let's just call it middle of November.
Sounds
we're hoping
good.
For.
Yeah.
So
November-ish, whatever.
Yeah.
And we will correct the audience at the top of the episode so they know officially. But very cool. All right, what's next in the lineup, boys? So we've gone Kolsch, we've got New England IPA. What are we doing next?
Let's go with. I didn't even see this one. Let's go with the Eye of the Tiger. Bring in the classic cream ale.
Nice.
So this is just super classic cream ale. It's kind of a nod to
Thank you very much.
kind of, Cincinnati's just kind of known for cream ales. You always had the Little Kings. That was something my family, we always had those little small green bottles growing up. This was kind of my take on it. Very simple recipe with just, it's 20% corn and 2 row, and we just keep it simple, easy drinking. It's becoming fast. It's becoming one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Kind of one of my go-tos, just because it's so nice. Get off work and just have a beer that's not crazy alcohol, easy drinking.
Yeah.
It's very inviting. So.
Let me ask an embarrassing question for me. When you say cream ale, what makes it a cream ale? Like, is there actual cream that goes in the mix?
There's no cream. I think it was just that traditionally that style of beer has an enormous amount of corn in it, and I think it gives it
Corn?
kind of.
Which is what we'll be wrestling in.
That's a good idea.
We're mashing
you
it
have
for
to
the next
makes me
one.
Find
feel
somebody
better
to get
because-
a pallet of cream corn to wrestle in.
Yeah, listen, as a Jolly
getting
Green
weirder
Giant
and weirder.
watching
It's getting
this
weirder and
episode.
No, I'm happy because there's gold sitting right here. So I don't want him breaking a bone. So cream corn is very like
All right, Tim,
No,
you
we
drive
can-
us
rub
up
them
far.
up in bubble wrap
No,
and
we
let him go.
can break some bones.
Thank you.
Well, that's because he's
Got an amazing team that can carry on.
We
I'm
can
all-
rebuild him.
exactly. Do we need to go into the one time you broke your scapula when you took off the one time and went to West Virginia?
All right,
and-
kids, let's stay on topic.
That's in-house stuff. Sorry.
So scapulas. No. You were saying though about the heavy amount of corn in here though, and then we
Yeah.
cut you off with our shenanigans.
Yeah.
I'm too much of the attainment, not enough of the edu in the front half. So, but it was. Do you think it was mostly about the high percentage of corn involved?
I
in
think
it?
that's kind of just back then when the cream ales came out. I think adding that corn was it just added that kind of gave it this creaminess to the beer, and I think that's just where it came from. The
Yeah.
corn, for sure.
It always did have that kind of like light, somewhat creamy note to it. And I was
Yeah.
always like, it doesn't. I don't think there's dairy in this. And then it was one of those questions I've been too afraid to ask for like
Right.
25 years. So today's the day.
Right.
Thanks, guys.
No.
Oh, sorry. I keep feeling. I look at Ferd and I'm like, did I just talk over him?
No, not at all.
Okay, in that case.
And it's your show. We're just here to help entertain.
We're just here to drink together. Actually, honestly, that's the real secret of this. I'm just.
I mean, that's why I want
This
to
is
be
how
on
we-
that every week.
Right. This is how we build a
Howard
real
said
beer.
we were like, Bird, stop drinking.
You're like, it's the
studio.
work. It's classy now. It's a tasting. Thank you. Ooh, you know what? I honestly think this might be my favorite now so far. Although I keep saying that I think after every beer.
I think that's just because you like the colors on the can so much.
It does
and you
fit my
like
vibe.
the tiger.
Yeah, for sure.
And you want to do one of these things when you're drinking it. From your,
From the
your
commercial,
cornrows, yeah. From your Bengals
Oh,
cornrows.
God,
you
that
had?
would have been amazing if they'd let me go full cornrow. And that, can you imagine? I think my career would be officially over. They're like, we'll let Kenny Powers do it, maybe not Mark Borison. He's secretly my fashion idol.
Wow.
I mean, I have seen you running around here in sleeveless shirts.
I'm just saying,
shirtless
yeah.
sleeves, but I mean, that's
And
what I was about to say.
I
but-
walk in with the finger guns way too often. This is the dumbest show I've ever done in the best way. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Like, oh my gosh. I'm trying to ease more into that, like, more traditional podcast kind of vibe in general, because like, for so long it's been a lot of like, so you say you have the best beer. Why is yours the best beer? And why is it not the other people? And then hope for it. And the reality is that, like I said earlier, it's like people are just here to like meet people kind of, right? It's like more about our personalities. If it were entirely up to me, I'd be like, your beer is great. What's your favorite color? You know? But I do appreciate that you guys do seem to have a similar aesthetic to me. I was very happy about that. I'm like, anytime that happens, I was like, you know, did I do psychedelics or did they do me? You know, I think we all know the answer. Both.
You teach.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a love-hate relationship.
It's a
that keeps
golden
going.
lesson I've learned here through them. That's the real episode. Look, I'm just going to keep making the jokes until that's the show we get to do. Although, you know, I have a fun one cooked up that way.
Yes. But
Yes.
what
Sorry.
kind of food is going to be offered at the new place?
I didn't even know that was on the list.
Ooh, that's a
I've heard
great
pizzas.
question. Yeah, we have.
We can always edit stuff out if you don't want, like, if you want to avoid that
No,
question
we-
for right now, we can, because he's going to edit that part out. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we.
Maybe the part where you agree with me. Sorry.
I was just say we definitely are doing pizzas. We
Cool.
got a really cool pizza oven, so we're doing some pizzas. As far as that though, I don't know if we officially have dialed in the menu.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that.
No, that's okay.
There'll be burgers. I mean,
So,
burgers, wings. You know.
some kind of chicken sandwich, if you
Yes.
would.
Yeah. Pretty much kind
Stuff
of our
for the
lineup
kids
at
and time.
our current place, but we'll add pizzas to it. There's some. We've kind of pulled away from the waffle fry stuff and went more Saratoga chips. You know, with bacon and cheese. You know, kind of like more appetizer, quick food.
Sure.
We kind of were originally on a lot of the paper plates that were biodegradable, but we kind of moved now to the trays because it's just it's better. You know.
Parchment paper and trays
Yes. versus, the other alternative.
My plate was
Sloppy.
37 cents and they throw it away. 37 cents. More than the can that I put the beer in.
So you times that by a
More?
gazillion, you can employ it.
And then they're like, can I get extra plates? And you're like, I'm not going to financially recover from this.
Birds up to $1.27 plates. He's like, can I get a napkin? You're like, no. I think you've had enough.
But
I think you
it's,
should use your sleeve.
we've had a few changes to the menu, but not to whatever. But I think it's really for the better, and the pizza stuff will help out there too. I mean, Spooky Nook is out there, so
Yeah.
we're trying to look at the whole, what Hamilton has to offer, and make sure we do offer some good food.
Sure.
Then then the kids coming after, a volleyball tournament, a basketball tournament, whatever they're doing inside there. So we kind of got the
Are you going to have
variety.
like the Spooky Nook combo meal where the parents come in and get some food for them, some stuff for them, and a couple of growlers to go at a bunched in price?
I like
Because after watching the kids play sports all day, they do need to feed the kids and they want a couple of beers, but they want the big beers
Go back to
drink
the hotel?
At the hotel.
Exactly.
You know.
I like it.
As your new marketing team.
Spooky Nook combo pack.
The
Yeah.
Spooky- and
It's the Happy Meal.
It's
Like you get a
some
number
food for the
3, a
kids,
number
some
2.
food for the adults, and
Number
some beers
three.
to
I'll
get.
take the number
It's like a
3.
pizza to go, the crowlers.
Ooh,
Hey, that's it. Seriously.
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, we just got a slushy back in the 450.
We're really good at folding those boxes too from all the case trays.
That's a great idea, actually.
I've been feeling
I know a
like
guy who
pizza-
knows how to throw pizza in the air if you need showmanship sometime.
Showmanship.
I mean, like,
From 5 to
get a
7
couple
p.m.
beers in me, and I'll be flinging dough like crazy.
Now that would be entertaining.
Oh.
First time pizza throwers.
That's the challenge. I would love to
Because
watch
a professional, they catch it every time, but the guy that doesn't
you
catch it every time, that's
I mean,
what you
I
want to
haven't-
see.
I haven't done it professionally for 15 plus years, so I mean,
It's okay. You're almost.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
well,
like
back to the old
It's like riding a
neighborhood.
bike.
Yeah, it's
You'll
like
be
a
all right.
dough-shaped bicycle. A very soft bike.
Right, well, from time to time, we will go buy doughs and throw pizza at the house. So the kids really like to do it. But Valerie's not as big of a fan because when you fling pizza dough, flour goes everywhere. So your pot rack, everything has to be washed.
Right.
It's like you need to take that thing down. I learned after the first time, like, yeah, you did it for a living, and it was just like a room that, no big deal if there's flour everywhere at home.
That's why my kitchen's set up like Dexter's.
It's like if
kill
you home
room.
brew outside because your wife's gonna want to kill you if you overboil. So
I'm telling you, hang the tarps, baby. It's spraying sauce, all kinds of stuff all over the room. That's how you can tell I'm a renter. Like, once I leave, this is all over. That's good. All right, what are we moving on to next, gentlemen?
Let's go pumpkin pie.
Awesome. I'm so glad I'm here for the seasonal beer.
Now, if anybody wants to get crazy, we could do pumpkin pie, a little bit at the bottom, and a little bit of the double astral chocolate.
Okay, I got to try both.
don't just try the pumpkin. Save some in the can for us, and then we'll do that. What do you call your version of the wicked dirty pumpkin? Whatever.
We originally were calling it the black pumpkin, and then we had to give it a name for a GABF entry, which was Gourd Darn It.
Gourd
Did I say that?
darn it. I like it.
That's great.
So it's officially, now that we
Won the award.
won an award with it, that'll be a thing we're not mixing up in the tap room. I think we'll start packaging it and making full batches of it.
Oh, no kidding. That's really cool.
But it's more of, kind of a stout mixed with pumpkin spice.
Sounds good. I'm into a little mixer.
So,
We
yeah.
need an update from the old black and tan anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just take a little this, and
Oh.
by the way,
Taste
this
it
is
first.
I did taste it. It's excellent, by the
Okay,
way.
then we can dump
It's
the.
not overspiced, which
No.
I don't like it when they're overspiced.
Yeah.
So
It's, I would definitely say, really well balanced in that it is still, it keeps that easy, what's the expression, crushable vibe, you know what I mean? Where it's not so intense like a lot of the seasonal beers in general, where you're like, that's so great, I'll have one.
So yeah, we're going to mix this with Double Astral, which is, I think, right now for a whole year, it's the best chocolate stout in the world. Until somebody takes the crown, we did get that crown this year.
Thank you so much.
All of you people that play Fortnite, like you get that victory royale and you get the little crown on your head for the next round.
Yeah.
That beer is like.
Kelly's crown doesn't go away.
really-
He's got more gold medals
good.
than not Scrooge McDuck. What's the rich one? Yeah, Scrooge McDuck.
McDuck, yeah.
I mean, he just swims in his medals. in the brewery.
He does a swan.
They actually decided to open a second brewery because all the pictures with the medals were hanging. They needed more space, so they were like, nothing better to do besides open a second brewery to house more medals.
Right. That's good. I mean, why else open a second place? This combo rules.
So yeah, we started doing that combo last year. We really liked it, and so we thought we'd send it to the competition, and they liked it too. So I think this will be something. This will be one of those year-round seasonals we do. We'll combine it with the pumpkin pie, but we'll also do kind of this black pumpkin or chocolate stout with the pumpkin.
That's awesome.
I think
Ridiculous.
Ooh.
ridiculous.
that's a good name. God darn it, we didn't think of that.
That's pretty funny though, Kelly. Darn it, we didn't.
That was great.
And then, yeah, since we've had that, we might as well just go straight into
Do it.
the chocolate stout.
Cool. I'm in.
We
Just straight, that's the
use,
double astral, just straight up, right?
yeah,
Yep.
we use
Oh, thank you so much.
local Maverick chocolate.
We love Maverick chocolate.
Yeah, we do too. We pile a metric ton of that. I don't know. We use a lot of it. I don't know a ton, but
These are not specific recipes today. You're like, it's all ballpark
I
numbers.
hope nobody at home is writing that down. 'cause it's
Yeah, right.
gonna
They're like,
be,
all right, one hammock of chocolate. You know, whatever it was. Oh, yeah, that smells great by itself, too.
yeah, so that,
Ooh, intensity in 10 cities. I love it.
yeah.
We had fun with that label too. We had a little bit of a. It was supposed to like hit the light a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
But it didn't hit so much because no one has a spotlight on like a shelf.
Get out your phone, cut on the
Right.
Right.
So it's pretty dull, but the idea was it was supposed to get a little pop, but.
Actually,
we're
I think-
trying shit.
I think it's cool because
sorry.
no, you can say that. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, be yourself. So say whatever you'd like.
I
If you
will.
want it cut out, I will edit it out. But otherwise,
fine.
Jungle dropped the F-bomb in the first episode, and I was like, all right, we're
Fuck
safe.
you!
Yeah,
He set the standard.
yeah. It was just like
Never meeting with you.
he just
He
had
had
that
no
moment. He
problem
was
saying
just
that word.
he was just like, you can edit it if you want. And I was like, well, no, now I don't want. I was like, are you sure you're cool? He's like, yeah, whatever. And I was like, hell yeah, dude. Yeah, well, it's one explicit tag away, and I think we're still at PG-13 rating. We've only used the F word once in a non-sexual way, so I
said
can
it-
still
I
sell
said it
this
the
to
second
advertisers. Yeah, that's right. Well, I'll cut yours out. I'm sorry, Vern.
Should we go full blown South Park? I
Oh,
mean,
why not? Seriously, I've been eating good. I got my full Cartman energy ready to go over here. Damn. I'm really struggling to, I'm like, every time I do these, I'm always just like, okay, what's the one I'm going to spend the most personal time with after the fact? And I really don't know what my answer is so far. And we've gone through the whole line now.
well, we're not all the way there. 'Cause, I mean,
Well, I mean, those are special editions. Those aren't just going to show up, right? Like, that's
Still got
like
some
a...
beautiful bottles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You got the big boys coming.
But those are the ones that I can't easily access, right? That's like podcast inferred access only kind of a situation.
Or
bottle releases.
Bottle releases, yeah.
One day only, Ferdinand, or podcast. Yeah,
See?
that's about how you
Thank you. Cheers. Thank you. I feel very special. This is really why I wanted to be an influencer. Well, let's go big boys then. I wore my diapers today.
All right. So let's, since we've done the chocolate, let's go to the chocolate on 10. This is the fudge brownie version of double astral.
Okay.
So,
So it's fudge brownie version of double astral, you said?
and it's, you think the last one had a lot of chocolate. This one is like liquid fudge brownie, but we aged it in a bourbon barrel. So you get that bourbon and the chocolate. I mean, what could be better?
Could be better than bourbon chocolate.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know much, honestly. But, this is one of those days where the expression, it's all good, was coined,
I like that. We can't say that, but you certainly can. A little big there. Sorry. I might want to go.
Not the first time we've heard that today.
from the guy who's like, I don't like barrel aged beers. He's like, I'm gonna go ahead and get myself a half one.
It's funny, you guys were talking about the kids playing Fortnite out here. There's been a kid the last 2 days, no shit, streaming from the chair here. I was like, our Wi-Fi's not that good. But he headphones on. He's like, what's up, guys? He's like clicking through and building shit. And I was just like, I keep hoping he shows back up today. Because the first day I was like, okay. And then the second day I was like, all right, dude. Well, I'm going to block your face out, but that photo's definitely getting taken. I was like, this is just, I couldn't believe it. He's got to be like 12. And I was like, listen, more power to him. If you're watching this episode, I like your style. He at least talked to me about the game the other day. I just thought that was so silly.
Was he playing Fortnite?
Yeah. Yeah, he kept asking me for more V-Bucks. And I was just like, dude. I was like, I don't know you. I barely know what those are. I've aged out of Fortnite, allegedly.
I play Fortnite with my kids.
See?
And
Good
then,
dad energy.
And then when I get real mad at Madden because I suck. I used to be good. I don't know what happened. It's something to do with the team, whatever.
Yeah,
but
it's their fault always.
I used to be like 2 years ago. I was top 10%.
Yeah.
Now I'm like top 45. Like,
Yeah.
am I aging out? So then I go to Fortnite.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like, we're just going to
I'm
call
gonna
it
go
the
shoot
bottom
kids.
55% now. Just because I like the bigger number. I'm in the bottom 30. That's awesome.
I mean, Madden just hates Kirk Cousins. That's like the dude's like 40 yards away and he still intercepts it. Like, what the?
Right. They're like,
Off topic again.
No,
I've
it's
been drinking faces
again,
red.
this is probably people. That'll be the
Where's
comments I
gotta
get.
go?
Okay, so we're getting close here. We've tried almost everything. We've got one more, right?
Yeah, it's Kelly's private stash.
Oh.
He brought us something from his house.
Heck yes.
Private stash.
Yes, a very private stash. Kelly, what do you have? For
Yeah,
us today?
so it's barley wine's my favorite style of beer, always will be. I mean, it's nostalgic. It reminds me of family. It reminds me of why I got into craft beer. So many reasons I love barley wine, but this is something I've been working on, this particular style, for 20-some years, and this is kind of the evolution of all that work. And
Cool.
It's been aged in Weller foolproof barrels, so it's got the pedigree of some amazing bourbon barrels, and just working. That recipe's been brewed more times, and it's my favorite style, and it's probably my favorite beer. And
I love that it is called Kelly's Private
I
Stash. too.
heard
thought
that there's
was
an
dope.
extra Kelly's private stash that never saw the tap room. Is there any truth to that rumor?
There is a super secret stash. We'll have to get you one of those. Do you not have one? You probably have one.
I'm
don't
gonna
you?
have to go out and say, like, I did not get my own bottle at all, but I did get to drink some of one. I am.
That counts a little
I
bit.
am good friends with probably the only person I know that is more or two.
Oh, Rich.
Yeah, more of a fanboy than I am. So,
Yeah, because I would say I haven't had that. Nothing.
but
I'm
yeah,
not the
so
bottom
Rich is a
line
big,
guy either.
Rich is
Oh
a
my
big,
God.
big fanboy. He looked at me 4 days before the welcome to the neighborhood party, like I was gonna change the date of it because he was gonna be out of town.
That's great.
And it's like,
That's great.
sorry I didn't include you in the conversation when we planned the date. And I love him, don't get me wrong. But it was like, I can't change it now because you can't be here. But I will enjoy beers with you on Route 4 at Third Eye the day after they open, if not the day they open.
Yeah, just
Maybe beforehand, whatever, you know.
Yeah. That's my kind of fun.
interesting. Rich story. He brought in, it was like a 68%
Snake.
barley wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was.
He tried to get me to come out that day,
It was
but
his
I was
birthday,
working.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
68%.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more like a cognac than a beer, but I
Yeah.
mean, and I haven't had it, but that would be my professional not drinking it opinion. I mean, that's where I think like Utopias is in that realm of
Get a sip, right?
it's like
Yeah.
I mean, you only need.
I think Dow came in and tried that too, didn't he?
Oh, I heard that. I heard that Kelly took like a 6-ounce pour to the dome. there may have been a slight exaggeration. It may only been like 4.5.
I cannot
some snake
confirm nor deny any.
Speaking for his legal counsel, we respectfully decline to comment on that.
You plead the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, this is good too.
This is fantastic, and it's
Yeah.
the right temperature. It's
Yep.
Sat just long
it's
enough.
not
up,
it's
just
not room temperature. There's just a little chill on it, but
Yeah.
To be in the back of my car was probably right from Sharonville to Hamilton to
That's
here.
perfect.
we're sitting here
It's
for a
the
while.
perfect way.
How important is that, like drinking certain brews at certain temperatures, do you think?
Well, it's kind of cool, man. Like I know when I first started like brewing or even like getting into drinking darker beers, I got to a point where I would take a sip or drink a third of it, whatever, and then wait like 10 minutes before I took another sip, and the flavors that explode out of like
Let it open up.
especially those darker beers.
Sure.
You get so much more flavor out of them once they start kind of warming up. Not quite room temperature, but just slightly more chilled than like fresh out of the cooler.
Yep. Let them open up. Let them breathe a little bit.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
But that's one of those things where it's that started getting me excited to go. Oh well, what else? Like how can we change? How can we get more into this? Like what? And at that point I was a baby as far as even brewing, but I was like, this excites me. It's got to excite other people.
Oh, for sure.
Like so I would throw down like a new beer in front of somebody and go, hey, take like a sip of that and then try it again in like 10 minutes. Like try something else, go do something. And then it was funny to watch how many people that didn't really drink like a Dunkel or Schwarzbier, an alt beer, any of that stuff, and then they're like, oh wow, like I just always thought it was going to be like heavy and fill my stomach and
Sure.
It's like it's not a stout, it's not it's not a porter, it's something a little bit lighter, but yeah, I don't know, I personally like these when they get about like this.
Yeah.
It's perfect. You get a cream ale, and that's just, you can be drinking on the cream ale while your malty beer's kind of warming up.
Love that.
And then by the time it's perfect timing.
I like the way you think. Like, I got two hands for a reason. One to warm and one to enjoy.
I'm gonna.
Words to live by.
It's like
Look at that color. Your color looks good from here.
I don't drink liquor, but I do like barrel aged beers. I can put down alcohol too fast, and nobody likes that guy, and so we keep that guy put up. But it's good to have a beer like this, like you said, and have your crusher. So you're socially drinking, you're talking, and you have your big beer and you sip on it. And I've been known to pour, like one of those days that I'm doing stuff around the house or whatever, and open up that 15% beer and pour some of it, put the bottle back in the fridge, and sip on the part that I poured for 2 hours, and then pour a little bit more in it, doing this, doing that, and let it warm up again, and go back and sip on it. And this is one of those beers that you could do that with. Actually, both the bottled beers are beers that you could do that with here.
Yeah.
So definitely be on the lookout for when they do bottle releases at Third Eye. Go to them at Third Eye.
Yeah.
Enjoy the beer, get the bottle. They'll have stuff on draft. I'm unbelievably excited about Hamilton opening up. Like I said, I made the jokes. I won't go there every day because I'm trying to lose weight, so I don't drink beer 7 days a week, only 5. So there's 2 days that I take off.
Got to treat it like a job, baby. I like it. 40 hours a week. Let's go.
Well, I work about 55 here.
I just clocked out.
Drink 55. Well, you want some more?
Oh, no. I'm good. That will put me over the top. The private stash.
you
The
right
barley
back
wine.
in.
Yeah, exactly. I was like,
definitely check their stuff
don't
out.
stand up anytime soon,
Check out the new brewery as soon as it opens. We stock as many cans as I possibly can, and I'm super excited about being able to have them more often / all the time moving forward. So they make great beer. They're great people. I mean, their thing is drink good beer. No, is it?
Live life, do
Live
good,
life,
drink
do good.
beer.
Yep.
I love
Live
it.
life, do good, and drink beer.
Oh, actual words to live by.
Yep, that's our motto.
I love it.
Yep.
I appreciate you all coming in today. This is a lot of fun. I'm glad I got to try a bunch of really cool stuff I hadn't gotten to yet, so thank you.
No, and I want to thank Bird too and yourself. Like,
Thank you.
Thanks for giving us shelf space. We do really appreciate it. I mean, we're 3 years old, but we're coming on, and we will. Be doing,
Small brewery of the year. I know they don't actually call it that. They use barrel size. So you guys going for medium size or large size next year? I mean, what's the barrel? What's the barrel? And I'm fanboy
in
here.
2 years, we'll be able to do it because technically, right?
They kind of do like a 12-month look back.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we
So-
might still be in that scene.
But I think next year, I think to get to the next size up, it goes up to 5,000 barrels, and then medium's like 5 to 15 or something. So I think we're going to be
that's
right on
1,000,
the
not just
edge.
barrels.
Yeah.
We're going to be right on the edge of that 4 to 5 in the next 18 months, I'd say. So we'll be right on the edge. We'll see where we
I will
land.
say, as an investor and an owner of this place, with him now, he's an owner too. Like, to get Kelly Montgomery on for us, and I'm sure Andrew can. These guys are learning from him. Like, he's, in my opinion, he's a beer whisperer. I mean, he really is. It's been he's done it at Brink.
Yeah.
Now he's done it at Third Eye. Like, there's something about him. He knows he has we have it dialed in, and now with our Hamilton location, it's going to
awesome.
be even, we're dialing in even more with his system from Alpha. He's already talking about how the efficiency is up. Everything is just even going to grow. So we're
So
excited.
cool. Yeah. Well, glad to have you part of the neighborhood. Welcome to the family.
Yep. Welcome to the neighborhood. And everybody realized that Kelly is a rock star, but he's so humble. He does not think he's better than anybody else on any level. There's so many people I've met in my life who've done so much less than him, who think they're so much more than him.
And that's why I just said
and
say that for him.
And I
That's
mean-
why I just said that for him, because he would never say it.
Yeah, but really making really good beers, doing good things. I mean,
That's awesome.
we're excited to have you down.
Thanks, fellas. Yes, glad to be here. We're glad to be in the neighborhood, and our brew team can't wait to just show us all the great things.
Can't wait
We
to
got
do a
some great
collab beer
ideas.
with Jungle Jim sometime next year.
Here we go.
I feel like we like the wall
know what?
aesthetic. I'm just
Right around a
saying.
wrestling
We
match.
can, yeah.
Oh my god.
Wrestling match.
Wrestling match
Kelly,
with the
listen,
beer release.
beer.
I'm not kidding. I will train
for the
this.
release of
I
it?
will put in as much effort as we need to. I'm a man dedicated.
By train,
if
he
nothing
means
else.
watch 2 videos.
Yeah.
Let's
Let's
get-
that.
It's
Let's
got to be
get-
a little warm out. It can't be cold. So
Oh no, that sounds like a rule that I
Let's
didn't
get
agree
Uncle
to.
Ed to pay for the
Yeah.
ring.
There we
And
go.
then we can
Eddie
really
V,
battle
we
this
need a
out.
ring. You know,
We'll do this at the
Uncle Ed is great.
I'm
Uncle
seeing.
Jim. Or Uncle
I'm
Jim.
seeing.
Uncle Jim is.
Well,
gonna
we'll
say-
ask both. I like to go up the chain. You can always escalate. You can't de-escalate. Like
Right,
Ed
right.
first, he says no. Okay, great. I know a guy.
Uncle Ed.
Hey, Jungle, you got a steel cage up in this bad boy. We have
I'm
an
sure
event.
he's got
we
one in
get
the
Ed in the
warehouse.
ring?
Yeah, for sure.
Can we get Ed?
Ed's gonna referee.
We get best we
I
get is
want a
Ed and a
figure
donkey
4
booth.
hold on Ed.
Ed and a donkey.
I want somebody to tap it out.
That's how we'll sell that. That'll be
I
a
want
charity,
Ed to
charitable
tap out.
donation.
Okay, so year 1 anniversary party. We'll call it year 2 welcome to the neighborhood
Yeah.
party for the Jungle Gyms part of it. But we do it down there. We have donkey booths, cream corn cage
match.
We
Cream
squeeze
corn ladder match.
JJ's
It
in
is
the
not
third
OSHA approved. Oh, how many power jacks can we get involved in this? At least 2. I'm in.
Oh, they
I will
they're gonna have a
suffer.
speakeasy eventually when they open their new spot. They even have a place. They have a ramp that you can drive your forklift into the basement from the first level.
That's cool.
I'm
I do
gonna
want
have
to
to
say
do that.
that we're
It's the
talking
old
about
house.
wrestling. We're not gonna go easy on you boys.
That's okay.
Once you get in that ring,
It's a whole
Get on that ring.
This is not faked. It's real.
What was my wrestling promo earlier? Peer pressure doesn't exist if you have no equal. Let's see you in a cage, Kelly.
They're also looking at us and not taking into account of Tom
they
Argo.
haven't seen Narco.
They have not
I've seen Tom, and from the knees down, he's
Dude, he's our Sasquatch. He's our. Yeah.
I'll find a big dude who
Yeah.
works at Jungle
He's
Gyms.
our-
Don't you worry.
Yeah,
Don't
exactly.
You worry.
I know the guy already.
Dan the man. Dan Piper.
Oh, my
Drives
gosh,
a
that's it.
Mustang and he's 7 feet tall. Oh yeah.
I know you would promote the shit out.
Oh, for sure. I'm already on board. I already started the posts.
I know he's got engineers to make a ring back there.
That would be so funny for real.
We have a few other probably brewers in town.
Yeah.
That we could probably, you can't just have one match and then it's over, right?
Yeah.
So we got a few side
Oh,
matches.
preliminary.
Right, exactly. You got
To
to
the main event.
We got me,
The
Mad,
main event.
Chucky. I need a rematch with him anyways. He took
Oh.
me down at Surly.
See,
See,
But he got me when I was.
We already have
I had,
seatings
I had
for you. We need a
full-blown
whiteboard.
COVID. Didn't count.
we need
I'm
a
calling you out right
whiteboard.
now, Chucky.
We need to
At
get
the Jungle
FanDuel
Gyms.
involved so we can get prop bets and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Let's go
Bets,
big.
yeah.
I'm serious. This could be the biggest charity event we ever do. And by charity, I mean something that benefits us most. No, I'm kidding.
It's okay. We
Like
don't
all
care.
real charities.
We need to sell a lot of beers.
Yeah,
so
exactly. That's the
whatever.
charity I'm supporting.
We don't need
Just
to,
don't
but
be a
we would
flincher.
like to sell a lot of beer.
Don't be a what?
Flincher.
Oh. Oh my gosh. Well, this is great. All right, guys. Well, again, welcome to the neighborhood. Thanks for coming out. Looking forward to our cage match.
Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Gentlemen, welcome to the neighborhood. We're really glad you're here. Thanks for being a part of it. And thanks for having me on the show. Or excuse me, thanks for coming on the show. And thanks for having me at the Soft Open. The space is beautiful. I'm glad I got to see it early on. I really appreciate it. All right. So like I said, this is the next one, charitable event, Giving Thanks Pint Night, all brought to you. This is spearheaded. Everyone was really great about this. All the breweries involved. I'm super thankful they're involved. I know Ferd will say it even better in the episode. But I'm bringing this up because I want to shout out one in particular, our buddy Sam Martz. Now, Sam's been on the show a bunch. You know him from Madtree, coming here to launch some of the new products with us. Sam's a great guy. And we had, look, literally, I like to keep the show kind of small and tight, right? I prefer to have like 1 or 2 guests. And I knew this was going to be a bigger one. And then when we got here, it was even bigger than I anticipated. So whatever, I'm sure I was a little minorly stressed out about that. But leading up to this, Sam, who's a fellow musician, knew that this was an issue, and he spent multiple times coming out himself to make sure that we were prepared to do this as best as possible. And that really meant a lot to me. So Sam, thanks so much. He brought extra microphones that we didn't have. We brought some extra cabling. He even brought he brought his Focusrite for any of you other nerd musicians like me out there. They're like, oh yeah, we can finally track that album more. We got a bunch of fun ideas together. But anyway, while everyone did a great part of this, Sam really went above and beyond. So Sam, I really appreciate that. And in the meantime, let's turn it over to all of them and let's learn about this pint night, shall we? What's the name of the event? One more time. It's Happy Holidays.
So no, it is the Giving Thanks Pint Night with Jungle Gyms.
Oof, what a name.
Featuring Madtree, New Belgium, Bells, Founders, and 50 West, right?
I feel like that's a good lead-in, honestly. I was going to edit around this to be like, oh, wait a second. I don't know the name of the event again. Sam, you were obviously... Well, hold on. Before we do that, let's welcome back
Ferdinand.
And then I'd like everybody else to go around the room in sequence to introduce yourselves.
I'm Trent with 50 West.
Tanya, New Belgium and Bells.
Ryan with New Belgium and Bells.
I'm Sam with Madtree Brewing.
I'm Luke with Founders Brewing Company.
Awesome. Well, welcome everybody. Truly, I think.
And who are you again?
I actually don't know. I'm still trying to discover that. It's been the hardest part of my adult life.
Everybody except him, I want to say thank you so much for coming since he didn't know who he is. But I really appreciate all the hard work you put into this event, and I hope we kill it like last year. So it was a great event last year. We got an enormous amount of toys. So it was for the Play Library. I think it's a good. Sam will elaborate more on the Play Library. But it's a good cause, it's a good event, and it's good people doing good things in our community.
So yeah,
I appreciate you guys.
The most important thing is it's going to be Wednesday, November 22nd, starting at 5 p.m.
Okay.
Obviously, it's best to tell people when it's going to be. So yeah, it'll be featuring all.
I hear good things.
It'll be featuring all of our different breweries. We're each going to have 2 different beers on. We'll have a ton of beer, obviously, on display and ready to sell for people to take home for their holiday misgivings. And then we're giving away a bunch of awesome brewery swag. The grand prize is going to be the New Belgium bike that is right behind me.
Conveniently.
Madtree, we're going to go ahead and donate a solo stove again this year. So it's going to be a Madtree branded solo stove. And then I don't know what you guys are doing.
We're going to have a Founders branded golf bag, so that'll be pretty cool.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Golf's pretty big in
Hit the links, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, 50 West, we're going to have a retro cooler branded with our logo on it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So yeah, in addition to the 4 grand prizes, we're going to have tons of other little prizes for everybody. Obviously, it's a pint night, so buy a beer, take a pint glass home with you, 1 per customer, obviously, while supplies last, or whatever the words are. It doesn't matter. Keep an eye out for special glassware.
That may or may not be available at the point of purchase.
Well, yeah, well,
perfect.
Obviously, it's a pint
Get
night.
here early.
But yeah, so obviously, what did we do last year? We started the drawing at 6.
I think it was at 5:30.
5:30,
We
okay.
did like every 15 minutes after that. So
Perfect.
it was 5:30, 5:45.
So I get a bullhorn again this year.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if
here
you
for
need
it.
it, but Mark, can we borrow your bullhorn?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome, perfect.
That's what it's for. Screaming in the store.
That doesn't
letting
I
Sam
can't
rip.
I can't.
Sam's
I
not
can't
loud
remember
enough
this.
as it is.
I can't.
They gave it to the 2 loudest people in that are ever in the
I
building.
can't remember
They're
that. Does it have all the
Yeah.
sounds like the?
No, we went cheap. It was a last minute, overnight Amazon order. We're like, oh shit, we could use this for tomorrow. And then we're like, oh, we probably can't find a bullhorn on that short notice in Cincinnati anyway. But yeah, no, I mean, it still does the siren noise at least, which that's the important
You
one.
just messed up. I'm
Right?
totally using that thing.
Oh, I mean, it didn't mess me up. I'll be sitting in the back clapping for noise.
But yeah, like Ferdinand said, in addition to obviously the fun for the evening, we're also going to be doing a toy drive. So bring a toy in, you get a ticket.
Drive it home.
Exactly. Well, technically, if you win the bike, or I guess you could
Ride it home.
I don't know. Anyway,
What's the Bells situation on that? Is there a bell on the New Belgium bike?
that would be dope.
Yeah, how's that
You know,
not a thing? Sorry.
There
I'm
is-
hired. I get
There
it.
is not one, but
He's like, I belong
I
in
think
marketing.
between now and then we could probably find one and throw it on there. It's not a big
It makes
deal.
sense.
Yeah, exactly. That's perfect. Oh my
Not a bad
gosh.
idea.
Right,
Yeah,
it'd be
so we teamed up with the Play Library again this year.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about Play
So
Library.
they are a local nonprofit. Basically, what they do is they
Sorry, buddy.
they're almost what they sound like. They're a toy library. So kids who are in need of toys, general stuff like that, they can come down, they can rent a toy out. Obviously, they can bring it back at a certain point when they're done with it or outgrow it. But they always need donations. So even in addition to this, if anybody cares to, they can always look them up online. I feel like I should have known a website for this.
You could keep vamping for a second. And I could,
Toylibrary.org.
that sounds right. Yeah.
Edit. Oh yeah, it is playlibrary.org.
Okay, perfect.
So you
Well, in
can,
that case,
so
I'll
you can
stop
go to
it.
playlibrary.org and check out a way to donate to them.
And we asked, and not just us, but the Play Library also asked that it is not stuffed animals, because that's not something that's easily sanitized, because they do have to sanitize the toys in between uses.
That makes sense.
And
Yeah.
Sam said rent, and I don't think they charge. They just let people check them out as long as they bring it back.
Isn't that how libraries work? You rent
Right.
the book, right?
Yeah, it's a,
You
yeah.
rent the book. No, I'm
You
sorry.
borrow.
That's,
You borrow.
that's the
You
wrong
borrow.
word. You're right.
You borrow.
So,
Yeah.
and that's
You can
not-
tell I've been to a
so-
library very recently.
Did you get a library card for the?
I did. I absolutely did.
Wow.
There's a lot of good free stuff you get with the library card these days, though. For
Yeah.
real, like not to be that guy, but
movies. And
yeah, all kinds of stuff. And there's a
Wi-Fi?
great streaming service called Canopy if
Yeah,
you're
that's
at like a nerdy film person at all. And they have like all kinds of really kind of rarities and other interesting stuff that's just not available on other streaming platforms, totally for free.
It's true.
Yeah,
But you have
Canopy
to have a
rules.
library
It
card.
does.
Yeah, that's all you need. All you need
That's
is a
rad.
library card, and it's a gateway to imagination.
The world's problems go away once you're able to go to the library.
I got asked to speak for a library organization here in a few months, so it's like fresh in my head in the last couple days. I was like, oh, I just had that Zoom call Monday. I know how this goes. So, what are we breaking into first? We go 50 West first?
Yeah, I thought you might.
Yeah, I would love this.
I
Sorry.
thought you might enjoy the orange sherbet lemonade.
I would love to try that. I love the
Ooh,
rest
pass
of the
that
lemonades.
down this
Yeah,
way.
please.
Sounds
Get it while you can,
delicious.
because this one's about gone, and we'll have
The end of the season.
What a tease.
a new one coming
I
out.
still have it for sale on the shelf. You can take it home today.
Definitely just gonna go back.
That's a subtle hint. Spend your money.
Oh, yeah, that's good, though.
Oh, that is good.
So creamy.
Slide that down. Oh, you're,
I get
you're
both
okay.
the orange and the sherbet.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah, I wasn't sure
Tasty.
which way we were going to go around the lineup. So I haven't tried that. This is, what was this again? Mango? Or orange
Orange
sherbet, right?
sherbet,
Yeah.
hard lemonade. Yep.
Yeah, that's
We
fun.
also have Christmas cookie here, or Xmas cookie, as well. We just haven't popped that yet.
Yes,
That'll be
it's
good, too.
one of
I'm
my
excited for
favorite
that.
winter warmers available locally.
Yeah,
Tastes
amen,
like orange
dude.
sherbet ice cream.
Yeah, it does.
Is this like the summer seasonal for that?
It's actually our fall season.
Fall seasonal.
We'll have cherry limeade out in a couple of weeks.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Can't wait for that one.
That sounds great. Yeah.
So that's like
Cheers.
a year-long lineup of just
Rotating
rotational.
seasonal, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Right on. That's good. That's really good.
Yeah.
For sure.
We still have the base lemonade as well, too. So
Nice.
Does that one stay all year round? Okay.
I drink the hell out of that and the pink lemonade this year, too. That was
that'll be back next year.
Yeah.
So
getting ready for, as I'm readying my summer body again by doing nothing. It's pretty
By
good. It worked out
bathing
great.
in chili, maybe?
Yeah, exactly. It's like they're just adding on very slowly. Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, I was thinking, should we go around the table and like everybody pitch their wares and go through? I mean, obviously we just got a nice little 50 West. You want to do the Christmas cookie to back up? I didn't want to make everybody drink fast. Where you want to go? Go ahead. Right, I'm
So yeah, this right
you know
now
your
this,
audience?
this will be a little bit different from what we're going to have going on at the Pint Night.
Okay.
So even though
Thanks, Sam.
right now you can come to Jungle Gyms and enjoy yourself a nice holidays on draft at the bar, that night we're going to have Pilgrim and then the Rum Barrel Aged Thunder Snow, correct?
Oh, that'll be fun.
believe so. That should be
Pilgrim,
great.
Thunder Snow, love it.
Yeah. So Pilgrim, it's a pale ale with vanilla and cranberry, and then our Rum Barrel Aged Thunder Snow is our spiced winter ale, aged in rum barrels.
Am I next? We're talking about.
I
what
think
we're
you
doing.
should be next.
I
Yeah.
think we're doing
Oh, this is
French
great.
Toast Bastard, which is barrel aged. Yeah, really good stuff. And then All Day Chill Day, if I remember correctly. So different flavor variation of All Day.
What's the, I was going to say, All Day's, what, is that a session IPA? What's that?
Yeah,
All Day? Okay.
yeah.
It's
So-
the session IPA.
Yeah, it's
thank
these,
you.
it makes
I'm
up like
just saying.
70% of session
It's your
IPA
in between
sales,
beer.
yeah.
Between the big beers.
I'm just here to toss the pitch so you can knock it out of the
right,
park. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, so
That's
Chill
awesome.
Day is like we're doing the kind of the same thing everyone else is doing and doing like different flavor variations of popular brands, right? And so Chill Day is the seasonal variation of All Day we're doing for the fall. It's delicious, but
Yeah,
it's
it
made
sounds
with
awesome.
lager yeast. It's cold IPA, I guess is what you called it. Same ABV as All Day IPA.
Perfect.
So super crushable
It's
for the
Winter
delicious.
Crush.
I
Yeah,
love it.
It's awesome. I love it.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
Well, what's up from the New Belgium and Bell's team? What do you all bringing in?
You want to start? I'll bring it home, or you want me to start?
Go ahead. You're the one bringing the beers.
All right. So, as well, officially, we definitely are going to have Black Note, which hasn't been in the area for quite some time. So that's going to be great. It's
sweet.
obviously, Bell's barrel aged. Well, it's not obvious, but it's their barrel aged stout. So absolutely
Very
fantastic.
sought after barrel aged stout.
Yeah. It's kind of their crown jewel, if you will. So that is absolutely confirmed. But the other things we're still kind of talking about a little bit as to what's available with trucks.
Love it. It's such a nightmare. You're like, all right, what's available to arrive? Good Lord.
But for
shipping's
New Belgium, though, we should have. Are we going to do like an IPA from the Voodoo family?
Yeah, we're going to do an IPA from the Voodoo family.
So
depending
that
can't go wrong.
And probably Two Hearted. I mean, go with the classic. You got to have that.
I think Hop Slam should probably be the IPA on draft, but it might be gone.
We have to drive home. We can't all Uber.
That's what all day's for.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I love you.
This is the kind of aggression. See, I was really hoping I was just tabling some sort of like beer truce today. That was really, I was pitching. I was like, yeah, we'll see what happens. They're all in the room. No, but also secretly hoping someone would get in a fight with each other.
We all love each other too much.
Can we air some grievances?
No, we'll all be drinking each other's beers the whole time.
I think it'd be fun though.
We all secretly hate Ferdinand more than each other.
It's not that much of a secret.
I know. You titled the event on the calendar that.
We hate Ferdinand.
I thought it was weird that he wasn't invited. Yeah, he's just walking by like, what are they doing?
Don't tell Ferdinand. It's on the poster.
Bird doesn't know.
Well, maybe this is a fun way to do it. What if we went around and you all could pick a favorite from someone else that was here that you're either excited to try or something that you really love? Is that a weird request? Be like, all right, 50 West. What's a Founders that you loved?
What's your favorite Founders beer?
Right. I mean, it's something like that. It doesn't have to be Founders. You can pick anyone on the table, but it will be funny if all of you pick the same brand.
I would probably go with All Day for Founders.
Yeah.
It's just easy, crushable beer.
Yeah.
Madtree.
Oh, I like this idea now. Yeah, go run down the line.
Go run the gamut.
Man, I don't know.
I'm sorry to make this kind of awkward for everybody, but that equates to views, and I want a lot of people at your event. So make it weird, you know what I mean? If we want to stage like a short fist fight just for the clip.
You're putting us all on the spot. And Trent going first, he doesn't have time to think about it where the rest of us can like,
to buy out
consider,
I'm hoping I'm vamping enough now to just provide him a little space to come up with something.
Yeah, because shoot.
We can
I mean,
pause out.
Yeah, I would definitely. I used
By
to
we,
like
I mean Mark.
Lyft, and I miss Lyft because I just like easy.
Yep.
Kolsch.
Yeah,
That was a great
Have you
beer.
drank any legendary lager?
No,
You should check it out.
I just drank my American lager all day.
Fair enough. I drank my weight in Madtree beverages probably weekly. Is that too much of an admission?
No, I think that's a good
I
way.
wish you would gain some weight.
I'm drinking a lot of Sway these days, man.
It's all sway.
All Sway all day, baby.
Thanks to the vodka infused sodas that we're eating.
Thanks to our sugar-free vodka-infused sodas, 90 calories, 1 gram of carbs, 0 gluten.
And the strawberry guava is in my fridge currently.
Yeah, you should get that blackberry hibiscus, number one
Blackberry
seller by volume.
hibiscus is stupid.
Check out
bro.
our new seasonal sips variety pack: apple pomegranate, black cherry lime. Oh my God, you're missing out. What
Sam
are
came
you
to
doing?
play today. I love
What are you
this.
doing? No,
Always came in.
the beer and the edibles are kicking in. I'm just having a good time, y'all.
You're like, yeah, congratulations.
Weird
Ohio.
wiggle, woo!
Yeah.
Maybe not quite yet. Whatever, it's fine.
No, I think December 7th is the day I'm conveniently throwing a Friendsgiving because I think that's the day you can possess it legally. So I'm going to get like a new chain made, and I think it's just going to be 2.5 ounces. There you go. Like, this is fine. You can't, if I'll take one piece out just in case anybody wants to put their thumb on the scale, it's going to be a good move.
There you go.
Anyway, we'd like to keep moving down the
that
table. You have any
reminds
favorites at the
me
table?
of the pretzel necklace at Beer Fest, which
Oh,
makes me
gosh.
want to throw up.
Really? See, on the other hand, I'm like, I could go for a pretzel right now.
Yeah, the pretzel necklace just makes you know that these people are here to be douchebags later.
That's honestly not
And
incorrect.
the more pretzels they have, the more they have.
These pretzels are making me thirsty.
Dude, right?
Pretzels.
There's always that one guy who comes
making me
up with like
thirsty.
6 pretzels on, and you're like, you're here to party.
Yeah.
You are here to throw up on me later, and I'm
So-
not here for
So
it.
excuse me, it's supposed to be 1 pretzel per person.
I like this guy watching us right now. Here, he's like, they're all drinking beer. They have no idea we're talking about your.
Now they
Cheers,
do.
sir.
Cheers. Let's drink. I'll drink to that.
Here's that. Lift one to.
So we're not talking about beer anymore, right?
I mean, we don't have to at this point. I mean, I was enjoying that bit, but I'm like, look, if it made everybody uncomfortable, I just want people to come to the pint night.
Something tells me that's not making it into the final.
Honestly, I realistically,
You never know.
Yeah, I like the salacious shit, unless it's upsetting to you all. I look at it like if this bothers anybody that's here, but you said it, so it's really like more
Actually,
like
he said it, not me. But it's
see,
fine.
so long as
I
it's
wore
not-
the shorts.
all I
it's
got to do
fine.
is ask the offenders. Do you know what I mean? Like those are the people that like Otherwise, I'm just like no, a little you. People listen to podcasts because they just want to hear how other people think. I think they just like that in the background. They don't really like. It's like, all right, great, they're drinking beer. Let's learn who these people are, right? I think that's the big takeaway here. So I'm never too worried about that kind of stuff. So if there's something you don't want in there, of course, let me know. I'll pull it. But otherwise,
I don't think anyone's uncomfortable. We deal with the beer buyers daily.
I felt like that had
I feel
to be-
like
Yeah,
we live
for
in a
sure.
world of uncomfortability most of the time.
what's can you think of a good time that was particularly weird? I feel like that's got to be even worse for you. How weird do they get?
They get, I mean, when I was a distributor rep, they get in your face. They get in the drive-through. You get cornered in the back. You didn't send enough King Cobra, 40 ounces. Like,
How dare you?
How could you? Yeah.
Where's my oldie?
how dare me? So
Y'all gonna turn me into Crazy Horse if you don't get my Crazy Horse here.
But I've had stores get shot up while I was in there, and I hid behind suitcases of Budweiser. And I was glad I sent 25 extra that day
Yeah.
before because I was like, oh, I'll make a fort.
Right.
These guys with AKs came in and shot up this place, and I was like, oh, cool.
Damn, that is uncomfortable.
Little uncomfortable.
Where was
but-
And
that?
coming into the
What
studio,
city
the
was
two guys with AKs.
We're getting weird.
I was excited to be on the news after. I was like, oh, I survived, and I'm white.
Where was Tanya? Where was your route? When
I'm
that
not even
happened?
supposed to be here.
It was 161 and Shock Road in Columbus, and it was ghetto. But it was.
I was just curious.
Yeah, but they asked me if I wanted to give the accounts up. That caused me a lot of uncomfortability.
Yeah?
And I was like, fuck no, I'll make them more uncomfortable. Let's go, bring it. So yeah.
That's amazing.
I
Well, I'm
mean-
glad you took it back. That's fun. It's like
Oh.
like a little threat
You're not
on
going
the
to scare
clock.
me, dude. Pass the joint. Like, what are you
Right.
doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone's dealing weed through these drive-throughs. Like, hand it over and I won't report you.
Yeah, it's a simple plan.
Fine. Fucking drug tests. I'll test all your drugs.
Okay, actually, now that you brought that up, what do you guys think? Sorry to derail here, but since the weed thing
We're
is
all over the place, bro.
Well, at the time of recording here, yeah, everybody was like, "All right, we heard the event off the top. Now let's be weirdos."
We're a pickleball tournament here.
With all the so for the context, when we recorded this episode, we just became decriminal. What was it? Fully recreationally legal
Full
in
recreational.
the state of Ohio.
Blaze up.
How do we think this is going to affect the drug test game? Do we think it will affect the drug test game? Because I kind of feel like right now they're not even really testing for weed. They're just usually like, can you be sober for the 4 hours it took for you to plan your interview and drug test? You know what I mean? I feel like that's the question.
Well, I guess what like particular area of drug testing are you speaking of? Are you talking about like the private sector, like all the different, you know what I mean?
Oh,
Or, like,
that's a good question.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because there's obviously going to be plenty of companies out there who are still going to be, you know, staunch advocates for heavy testing and things
Right.
like
Yeah.
that.
Colorado
but then some
still
other
does drug
companies are going
testing.
to be like, you know, it's
Like you
all
just
good.
saved. Do you know how much the state of Ohio just saved us in fees testing people? Great, go ahead and let them through. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
we have the
Temptations
discussion
is going to go
probably.
through the roof with all of their, like, the piss test stuff that you buy and drink.
Oh, yeah.
I've spent multiple
The
hundreds of
Mega
dollars
X
on
Clean
that
that I
stuff.
promise I've never purchased before taking a job interview.
And it's like, it's guaranteed. Well, I already lost my job, so fuck off. Like, how is this guaranteed to get my job back?
that
It's
would be
not.
great. That's the next great court case is suing those companies
Yeah.
and then seeing
Oh.
if I can get triple extra clean
Does
to
anybody
pay
know,
for
was
my
it-
bills for the next 6
Was
years.
it retroactive, like people that are in
No.
Ohio prisons?
Oh, no, it's not that good of a deal. They're like,
No, 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 no.
you can just buy weed from the fucking
But not
Lachey
letting- but not letting
family.
people out that like had possession charges or anything like that.
Probably
Not yet. Nobody's in jail for just possession charges at this point. They had to do some other things along with it. They could have been arrested for possession.
Well, again,
You
yeah.
won't- it's
You
been
do sketchy
decriminalized
things when
for
you're
a
in
while.
prison.
Right, no, I knew that much.
But
Yeah.
so it's been decriminalized for a while, but
You're in there for
I don't
more
think
than
any
what you
state
went
has
in there for.
actually let anybody
the math.
out. They should have.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
For sure.
it's
Shouldn't have been
you let them
legal.
out, then they might sue you. So then it becomes other problems. And I'm not speaking for the government like I know them. They're all shady.
Call Kim
I, on the other
Kardashian.
hand-
She's the one that gets everybody out of jail, right?
Who was it?
Kim Kardashian.
Oh, yeah.
She's all about
I
getting
just had
all
to write
the-
a letter. So I was like, hey,
Hey,
Kim,
Kim.
listen,
Hey,
can you get me Crystal
I need a
Pepsi back
favor.
on shelves?
She does all the stuff, man.
If she could bring back Crystal Pepsi for a hot minute, that would
Yeah,
be cool,
I'm
dude.
sure.
That would be cool.
It's
It
just
was
a few.
good. It was
It's
good.
an easy.
I use Crystal Clip.
Oh,
Crystal
hey.
clear Pepsi as a reference to sell beer to people because they're like, oh my god, I can't drink a dark beer. And like, well, your mind's playing tricks on you. They're like, no, it's not. I'm like, well, do you remember crystal clear Pepsi? When you saw it clear, your brain told you to be Sprite. So it's like, oh, that's weird, but you drank it with your eyes closed.
You're like,
At
oh,
Moreline,
Pepsi.
way back in the day, close your eyes, try this.
Yep.
Oh, that's nice. Look at it. Oh my god, that's dark. Like,
Yeah.
Our hell
There's
is-
nothing light
is
about the
more
Kardashians'
flavorful
choice in men.
Right.
Barbarossa.
Right.
I mean,
They're
it's
all
one of those
dark.
things, and I'd love to have it back on the shelves for a little bit, so people could be like, I didn't understand. My brain played tricks on me.
Yeah, you're like dyes affect
Whole
you.
life.
It's like,
Yeah.
Have you ever seen an optical illusion?
Yeah. Most people be like, I'm sorry, that's 2 words. Too many syllables in that question. Yeah.
Or have you ever just tried to do like a blind tasting on like beer and try and guess what beer it is? Like, we're all in the beer world here.
I got a blindfold if you're trying to do that.
No, I'm not, because I'm not trying to embarrass myself. Which is my point. Which is my
I
point.
love the honesty. Thank
No,
you.
for real. This
Yeah.
is my point. Like, when you have, like, say you have 20 beers to choose from, and then this is your blind one, we'll let you see these 20 beers. Even people that have been doing this for an incredibly long time, it's really, really hard to pick it out.
Sure.
Even the best palates, you really have to hone in and focus. But I've definitely been caught victim of the failure of that. Well, a couple times. I'm not too proud to
dude,
admit it. You know what I mean? Like,
We had that Ultimate Beer Ranger competition for New Belgium for years. We ended it because, I don't know, people are too sensitive. So it was just a competition of levels of things. And one year it was an Airstream, and there was 5 beers. You had to guess which beer. And then there was one that was a mixed beer that had 3 beers, and you had to guess the 3. And you're talking in the summertime, hot, and an Airstream. And you're trying to pick out, like, trying to not smell what's going on in here. And now I'm trying to smell this shit. It was the ultimate test. I think I got like 3 right. And it was like the 3 and the 1. It was like
Really?
triple fat tire and a voodoo of sorts. Like,
I feel like that would have totally killed me. It's like, even if I'd gotten close on the others, which I don't think I would have.
for sure. Yeah, it's hard.
it's fun though. You
Yeah, it
should-
does.
it's
I'm
a
not,
fun.
I'm not good with sensory panels at all. I'm 50-50 because I'm like, I guess it. I don't even know. Like,
Right.
Now, again, there's certain things like off flavors I'm good with, but when
Sure.
it's like anything where it's like, what specific hop was used in this, whatever,
yeah.
it's just like,
Well, and everyone's palate's different, so there's people who pick up on certain off flavors
sure.
a lot more than others, right?
Sure.
sure.
Yeah.
Well, and also depending on, like, how you're feeling that day. You
Yeah.
know, if you've got if you got like, a lot of caffeine in you that day, and you're rocking, you're ready to go. The next day, you're super hungover, and I don't know, maybe you didn't eat much the night before, you forgot to brush your teeth. Like, all these things play a huge factor.
point.
If you have some sinus issues going on, which is
Coffee,
my
toothpaste,
case,
and
2 to 3
cocaine will really
times a
fuck
year.
you up.
But yeah, all those things make a huge difference, and they all make us feel, they humble us, I think, at times, and make us realize that we don't know as much as we think we do when it comes to sensory shit.
Oh,
you
sure,
know?
yeah.
For sure.
No, yeah, it's that's why I don't trust my own senses at all. Like,
At all.
The only thing that I know that I absolutely hate is out of code hops because it tastes like pennies, and obviously diacetyl because it's nobody wants to drink butter.
Oh,
I mean,
diacetyl's
some
the
people,
worst.
Some people want to drink butter, but
Some people don't taste.
There's a whole,
Oh, wait,
there's a
yeah.
whole line
Yeah.
of wine
Which is
called
nuts,
butter.
'cause it's gross.
It's the worst.
For sure.
Yeah, talk
I
to me
can
about
smell
what is
it
it?
from
Diacetyl, is that what you
Yeah.
said?
Yeah.
What's it used for?
no,
It's
not used
it's not used for anything. It's
Is it
off
like a
flavor.
byproduct?
It's an
Okay.
anaerobic
It's not
bacteria that grows in the lines.
Yes.
It's from not cleaning your lines, and it builds up over time, and you
has
just
like a buttery
it
taste?
tastes
Yeah.
like
It tastes
buttered popcorn.
Funky.
Like if you ever
Yeah,
sip a beer
for
and you're
sure.
all like, why
Also-
does this taste like butter? Diacetyl.
It also occurs in fermentation, and so
Okay.
typically
Oh, yeah.
it ferments out. If the beer, like in a lager, if it sits in the lagering tanks long enough, the diacetyl will come at a certain point and then ferment out later.
Okay.
It's from over fermenting. It's overly, like, the yeast overly does its job, and it creates that extra diacetyl. It's like a component that. Yeah,
Crazy.
But
it's
wait, there's actually a ton of off flavors like
Beer
paper,
Cardboard.
Acetobacter.
green pepper, like all kinds.
And when you
copper.
can you describe off flavors like I'm 5?
They're
Cardboard.
bad flavors
It's
you
bad
don't
flavor.
want in your
It's
beer.
just like something that you just, it's like,
They're
again, kind of an
bad.
accident.
They're bad flavors.
They're
They're
not
good
not good
flavors.
It's
flavors
like
for
if
you.
you want your beer to taste like hops and grain, water and yeast.
Yeah.
It's not that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
But
So
then-
it's just something that either, like you said, it's like through some sort of byproduct of the
It's
process.
a process,
something like that.
but
Okay.
sometimes there's that beer that it purposely wants to taste like the basement floor. It's like your wicked sours, like
Right.
those just really degenerate
Yeah,
ones.
some
Like
people play on the off flavors to
Like
add
lean
flavor.
into it. That
just
makes
like
sense.
this is what you're supposed to taste.
yeah, this is
Basement
the green
floor.
pe-
I just
yeah.
licked the floor.
I remember the
Sounds
first
amazing.
time I ever had a Sierra Nevada Bigfoot. I thought I was drinking bad beer.
Yeah, and it was an intentional decision.
I was
right?
like 20, 21, and I had just started getting into my Edmund Fitzgeralds of the world. I was drinking like Amberbach, Rolling Rock, I just stuff like that, whatever. And I was like, ooh, Bigfoot barley wine. What's this? I was like, ooh, this is not good. This is bad. This is bad beer. I'll pass for now. Fast forward 5-6 years, I'm like, this is a shit.
Right. Awesome. Palate change, knowledge. I guess.
I
Obviously,
just had a
cool.
very virgin, tongue for stuff like that, and
Yeah, first time I had an IPA, I was like, why would anybody drink this? And years later, I'm like, tastes like weed, dude.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
That was my gateway in. I remember. I think it was. I can't
That's a
remember
flavor
one of
you
the
can
first
like.
ones I really dove into was like. Was it 6 Point? Was that the company? They had the resin, and I remember
Yeah,
being
6
like,
Point resin.
"Oh, damn!" I was like, "This is a familiar flavor."
yeah, for sure.
We had a beer called Hemperor that came out, and it had terpenes. It had stuff in it that was like you opened it and you could smell it across the room. Just when you
It was
opened
like
the
somebody
bottle.
opened a bag of weed. Like,
It was
Yeah.
absolutely ridiculous, and we discontinued it. It didn't.
Right.
But it was the closest thing to it that made it nationally or across the
Right.
board. That like people were like, "Am I going to get high off this beer?" I'm like, "And you still can't drink and drive." Like,
Yeah.
Am I going to
Well,
get pulled
yeah,
over
and-
for being high? I said, "No, but being drunk is still a
yes.
thing."
Yeah.
Like, what is wrong with you?
marijuana and hops are like cousin plants, so they're very similarly related in a lot
cool.
of ways. I can't speak to it. I
I
can't
think
speak
it
to
was
it
the
more
hemp
than
that
that,
we used. It was a hemp. It was hemp, and we were
Well,
trying
yeah,
to
but, like-
revive the whole hemp thing because hemp back in the day was they thought it was weed when the planes were flying over
Right.
crops and stuff. I don't want to go into history details, but like that's why it became illegal to use hemp in a lot of things.
well,
but
and
it's
that's
such a
where
great-
Delta 8 and Delta 9 came from.
Right.
Yeah.
because
It's
the
a great
US
product.
Agriculture sliced it in half.
You could make paper with
is
hemp. You can
okay.
make everything with
Weed
hemp.
is not. Now in Ohio, both are fine.
Well, the hemp thing too, I feel like definitely had a bit of a PR issue too, because it was like for the longest time, hemp was used to make like paper and shitty clothing, and also charity events,
And also pint nights.
yeah, exactly.
And also pint nights.
Hey, how long have we been doing this at a specific event? Is this the
So
second
this
time?
is
or?
the 5th year that we've done a pre-Thanksgiving pint night as a charity. We started off, 2 of them were food drives.
But they weren't Thanksgiving. Remember, we stole this from Three Floyds.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. It was
We did events,
So-
just not the night before Thanksgiving.
We started off doing pre-Thanksgiving Three Floyds pint nights, and then at a certain point after I stopped working for Cavalier, we decided to turn it into like a charity pint night, and we did food drives. And then through logistics, I don't remember the exact reasons, we decided to change
Logistic,
it.
COVID, and I mean,
Sure. Yeah, COVID had something to do with it. We took a couple years off.
People were going to buy 10-cent fucking canned goods. I mean, they weren't that cheap. Just like buying the shitty stuff here, like by the tray and dumping
Yeah.
it in to get swag. It's like, kind of know where we're going.
Right
missing
now,
the
for
point.
sure.
Missing the point.
I remember the reason I wasn't
Mike.
I
was you were
That's
intentionally.
what's intentional.
How about last year? The same guy won both bikes.
Yep,
The same guy drew 2 raffle tickets and both won the Founder's Bike and the New Belgium Bike. It blew my mind.
Yeah.
I was like, you have to drive both of those around the store.
Who was pulling the tickets?
We already
I was
knew,
calling
yeah.
it, but somebody else.
I think I was pulling the ticket. I was pulling the tickets. It's my own fault. I blame myself.
The founders. Yep.
And that's going to be the one major rule is you cannot win more than 1 grand prize. We didn't have
Yeah.
anything set up.
No, we didn't.
Well, what are the odds?
That's a good
Yeah.
call.
What are the odds?
Yeah. Right.
You know,
Yeah.
1 in
There-
500,
there were
600,
so many
700?
tickets in
I
there.
want my hat, my shirt, and my scarf. I'm going to leave. You know,
Right.
like,
Yeah, because we wanted them to
Yeah.
stay to the end and buy more beers.
There
Right.
should be a rule on that, though.
No.
There-
So
It's
there is a
happening this
rule
year.
this
There's
year.
a rule this year.
The biggest rule, like, change is going to be you can't win more than 1 major prize.
So those 5 prizes we listed off.
He's going to be standing in the back. He's going to walk out.
Yeah, exactly.
No, he's a really good dude.
No,
It's
no,
gonna be like,
no, I'm
I
kidding, I'm
can't
kidding, I'm
drive
kidding,
my
I'm
soul,
kidding, no.
It is kind of
bike
nice
to
that
my
you get
solo
the
stove.
regulars in there
Stay
supporting this
warm.
stuff, though. You know, so shout out to the regulars and the
People
irregulars.
that missed it last year that want to come down from Columbus. So Matt and Katie hope you can make it. So they watch the podcast. They're big jungle.
Thanks, Matt and
Nice.
Katie. We appreciate it. Yeah, that'd be fun.
People like you make the world go round.
And definitely.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks to supporters like you. Big PBS vibes in here. I'm putting the P in PBS.
Is that please?
You're putting the Van Halen on that shirt. That's
Thank
for
you. I
damn sure.
definitely am.
I was hoping you were going to be wearing
That's
your type
rocking.
2 diabetes shirt.
I thought about it today too, but I was just like, dude,
Does
I
it
was
have
so,
Wilford Brimley on it?
It does.
God bless America.
native album.
Yeah.
It says type 2 diabetes.
Oh, I see that shirt.
It's so funny that like how often
The minute I
that
saw
one-
it, and I was like, that is the coolest shirt. I have to take a
and the thing is, every time it's like such a specific reference that like either sometimes I'll be like Like there was some barista recently at like an independent coffee shop. I was like, "There's no way you get this." He's just like, "No, I just love Wilford Brimley." I was like, "Okay," but for the most part, it's mostly people who are like, "Dude, I love Typo Negative. I can't believe that shirt exists." I'm like, "Thanks," you know. I wore it
Somebody
myself.
loves diabetes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Dude, I love diabetes.
Yeah, big fan. Big fan of diabetes.
I got diabetes from stouts.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Or from adding a ton of brown sugar to his Quaker oatmeal.
1 part oatmeal, 10 parts brown sugar.
It's a very, very,
Yeah,
very
seriously.
fine house.
That's good. I forgot he was the Quaker Oats guy.
Yeah, he was a Quaker Oats guy long before type 2
Oh my gosh.
diabetes.
Yeah, right. I wonder what that's the question we need answered. It's like, why did they pick Wilford Brimley if like everybody had the planet available at the time?
Because he's like everyone's grandpa.
That's true, right?
It's
But
from that show, Our House.
Oh,
He
Our
was-
House. I remember that as a
So
kid. Yeah.
everyone wants to believe him and roots for him.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in the
I
80s,
was
he
like,
was-
he's going to tell me about health.
In the
He
80s,
looks
he was
healthy.
definitely like TV dad, you know,
Yeah.
like TV grandpa, I guess. I don't
Right.
know. You know what I mean?
You want
Like,
that comfort.
Yeah.
You need that comforting vibe. So you're
Yeah.
like, I trust him. I believe in this, you know.
He's got that voice that's just kind of soothing, right? You know? And plus, again, he was feeding us oatmeal for a decade.
That's so true.
Diabetes.
We love the
Who didn't
oats.
grow up on oatmeal,
Diabetes.
man?
Right?
Right.
That's a good point.
For sure.
Just wanted it. Yeah. R.I.P. Wilford Brimley.
Cocaine, oatmeal, legal weed. Where are we going with this?
Toothpaste. Did you know 9 out of 10 dentists? I don't think we've tried. We haven't gone New Belgium yet, have we? Should we do that? We did.
Cry
Christmas
Ranger.
cookie. I had some founder. Thank you.
Are we
Cheers.
still talking about our favorite beers from other?
I think we should do that.
I
Yeah.
think Tanya, you were up, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sure. So
I mean, it doesn't-
I'm like staunchly loyal to my brands, but when I do venture out, I do all day and the chill day, then chill all the things that they do with the.
Do you like the all night?
That's
Black
called
IPA?
Juice Force.
All the
We do
all
an all
day-
It
night.
just
All
came
night.
out, right?
There's an all
It's
night?
pretty new, right?
It was only
Yeah,
in the
I
variety
just-
packs, yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay,
saw that.
well,
Yeah,
mine
they
mine
forced me
blown.
to
I will
drink
get
it,
one of
but I had
those.
a variety pack to get it.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
I did the same thing.
With the black IPA thing. Okay, so here's another explain it like I'm 5 moment. What's the difference? Like what's
Black
it?
IPA?
Yeah, versus a.
So it's dark, like kind of back to the Pepsi Crystal.
right. So it's just
conversation.
is it purely visual?
It's darker malt, right?
Yeah, roasty,
Roasted malt.
darker malt.
Okay, so
I
you
mean,
get
there's
a
a couple
few
things
flavor
happening.
notes. Yeah,
yeah.
but not a dramatic variance.
I mean, it tastes more like a hoppy porter than it
Okay.
does an
Oh,
IPA.
that's fun.
You know?
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I
No,
used
that's
to have this
Hoppy
beer that was called Identity Crisis.
Yep, I remember
was
that.
Like,
Yep.
Are we a black IPA? Are we a hoppy porter? We don't know. We're having crisis here.
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
Exactly.
You know, bring that
Cascadian
shit
Dark
back.
Ale, remember that? Yeah.
Yes, that was great.
Or what was it? This Stens, blindly self-righteous.
Yep.
That was the first time I ever had a
Black Raja is
IPA
fantastic as well.
Hoppy porter. Dude, I was like, they make beers that are hoppy and dark.
Yeah.
Like blew my mind. But I was like maybe 29 the first time I had their maybe 30. Yeah,
So you're saying you're 30? You're already 30?
yes,
Just last
I
week.
just turned 30.
Oh, good for
I
you.
just turned 30.
I'm calling bullshit. Are
Well,
you?
your
You're good for
Madtree
44,
beer
man.
is the sea and colors that I like. I do.
Yeah,
I
it's-
that might be my favorite because I
As-
like the body of it and the hoppiness and
No, I do too. I'd say it's a
the
super
flavor
sessionable,
profile.
hazy IPA. I'm glad it is what it is because it's something we need it for our core lineup. Obviously, it won't be at our seasonal thing, but for those of you that haven't tried it yet, Sing Colors Hazy IPA,
It was good. Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
6.5%, 50 IBUs, can't miss it. $10.99 a 6-pack.
I just love Sam's here,
Drink
like
more
just read
Madtree.
up stat sheets. Okay? You guys need like beer baseball cards so you can put all the stats on them,
Those
right?
are called cell sheets.
Sales sheets,
you
yeah.
shoulda-
But
You can make them smaller.
hear me out. Customer,
Like
I'm
baseball
giving you a
cards.
brilliant idea. That's what I'm saying.
I'll
Customers
click
will
two,
buy
click one.
that. Like they will pay for the sales sheet because like that's a stupid fucking merch thing that's cheap. But people love dumb things. Look at the internet.
People do love dumb things.
Listen, I am available for these kinds of projects.
Did you know
guys.
that you can buy a grilled cheese maker that burns Jesus' face into the bread?
I mean, is that have you
Does
not
that
been
mean that?
So
Does that mean
Brian,
people
I
come to my
have-
house?
I have a toaster
Sam
that
has
burns
one.
Bob Ross into the
One day-
toast.
Does it
one day-
really?
At home.
Okay.
I have it right.
That-
I
that's
have a
something.
toaster at home that burns Bob Ross into the toast.
Yes.
I got it for Christmas 2 years ago from my girlfriend's parents.
Yeah.
True story.
Happy little trees.
I've been-
Like
That was amazing.
It
Yeah,
burns
you
Bob
need that.
Ross into the toast.
You need that so bad.
Well, I gotta. So you've used it, obviously,
Oh, for
right?
sure.
Okay, so
It works well.
The question I have though is, I want like an even toast, but
No.
it's just toasting the one section. The
Yeah.
rest is just kind of left to its
so,
own.
Correct.
so no, this,
Toasted, it's
the
just
one,
burnt.
so the one I
it's like a brand.
One
Okay.
day I was sitting there thinking, how do I make money off of stupid people? I thought, if I could burn
Sales
Jesus'
sheets.
face, if I could burn Jesus' face into a grilled cheese sandwich and be like, dude.
You know,
I am
Sell it on
100%.
So, but that's the thing though. Then, because the internet exists, I googled that shit, and it already exists. It looks like a George Foreman grill, and it's called the Grilled Cheeses.
Damn.
I know.
That's
I was all like,
I'm 100%
yeah,
your
literally, I was
target.
just like, Jesus Christ, man. I wasn't even thinking about that.
Almost got religious.
Jesus Christ.
That's fantastic.
So for my family, I grew up very Catholic or whatever, right? And we do Easter every year and stuff. And one year I made a cheese ball, which is like cheese and chipped beef and stuff. I made a cheese ball of Jesus.
Oh man, did it go
For
over well?
Easter. My family thought it was hilarious.
Oh, that's awesome.
And you can buy like the wafers from like church on Amazon.
Oh my god!
So I
sit there
bought the
dipping
wafers, and that
Hosties.
was instead
You
of
did
crackers,
communion
that
at
was-
Easter?
Yeah. So we had
host.
it's like Jesus' face with the crown. of
That
thorns.
is so funny.
So yeah.
Man, the body of Christ is pretty good today.
That's good.
Yeah. So Jesus Christ.
I was so when he first started telling the story, I was so afraid that it was going to be like, and I haven't seen my family in 11 years.
I did it with
I was
my
discerning.
dad's family, which really appreciated it.
That's
my mom's
awesome.
family probably wouldn't have
They would
appreciated
have
it.
been
Yeah,
like,
that goes
okay.
one of two ways.
They're like, you're expressing yourself, and we appreciate that, but
Yeah, it's amazing. I'll show you a
Jesus
picture.
Christ
after
is our
this.
Lord and Savior.
Oh my gosh. Sam, you guys should do an NA beer called Termites.
I know we were working on an NA beer, but they
Call it Termites.
that doesn't sound appetizing.
No,
'cause
it's
it
just
eats
fucking
wood.
with your trees, man.
Okay.
It's fucking with
Oh
my
my
alcoholism
gosh.
is what it's doing.
Hey, I wouldn't drink it. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not
you
drinking
deserve
it
an
either.
award for this. Look at this. That is amazing. Like,
That is not.
I think you undersold the
Wait,
quality of this.
is that your Jesus wheel?
Yeah.
Jesus, take the cheese wheel.
It's Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Jesus.
Dude, that is amazing. Oh my gosh, hold on.
He's got like a
Dude,
beard
yeah.
made out of almonds and stuff like
That's
that.
amazing. I have a beard full of almonds, but not in a good way.
Yeah.
That is nightmare fuel. That is literal nightmare fuel.
I love it. I want to go to that Easter.
Oh my god.
I mean, you
The
really went
detail's
there.
incredible.
Luke,
That
you
is
went
fucking
there.
wild.
To be fair, I have a degree in fine art, so like.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. Okay, so
this is
definitely.
fine art.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. I'm
It is.
Artistic.
This is a nightmare fuel.
We should do a gallery
This is
showing
fine art.
of things like
Of
this.
cheese,
I mean, I've been.
of cheese sculpture.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
it could be
I'm
cheese,
digging
just
the green
food related.
bean
hair.
Yeah, like a little fresh asparagus showed up to the party. I like that was clever. I'm honestly like
It was
mad
fun.
at myself right now. I'm like, damn, that's a good idea and an incredible work of art. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Wow.
If it
I don't have
didn't- if it
anything to
didn't
say
melt-
after that. You just like shut the show down, dude. That's it. All right, come out on the Wednesday the 22nd.
Drop, give him the mic. He's like, you can't drop the one on the stand.
Yeah, we can try it. It's like that.
Desk with it. Boom,
Yeah, it's like
boom.
it's like hanging up on somebody on a cell phone these days. You're like, yeah, I tapped that glass, you know. Gosh. Okay. Sorry.
So he was
Ryan,
born before the year
favorite
2000.
beers?
Favorite beers.
He remembers hanging phones up.
Gosh, I guess I'll just start around the corner. I used to sell Founders, so I'm pretty familiar with their beers. But my favorite one of all time that has always stood the test of time is still one of my favorite beers to this day. Blushing Monk. It's very personal to me, honestly, too, because
He's religious.
I'm about to get Pete is about to kill me on this one, but every once in a while I'd be at my brother's and we'd be, having a little party in the garage, and you just put a tiny little splash on the floor for the dog,
Yeah.
And Lexi, rest in peace.
You monster.
Absolutely loved Blushing Monk, and she'd always want more. We'd never give her more, you know. About 2.5 years ago, we had to say goodbye to Lexi. Aww. And the night before we took her, we cracked a bottle of Blushing Monk that I've been hanging on to forever. We sat there and we had a good old night together. We slept on the floor with her with a bottle of Blushing Monk, and we drank the whole thing, all three of us. And we definitely gave her more than a sip that night.
Yeah,
for
she
sure.
deserved it.
For sure.
Yeah.
So it was, that beer is probably one of the closest beers to my heart. I love Blushing Monk. It's fantastic. For those of you who don't know, it is a raspberry triple from Founders. It's fantastic. Madtree, my favorite beer ever. Holidays with it's an IPA with spruce tips. I'm looking for
So fine.
Yeah, I have never seen it before, but I just had it for the first time. This is BS. I'm just giving a shout out to my man. To my man's next to me because
he likes them pine needles.
No. I do like spruce tip beers though, for sure. Galaxy High back in the day was
Classic.
a big fan of Galaxy High. As far as 50 West, I'm going to be honest with you. Now that I just discovered this thing, and I'm not just trying to cheat, I'm going to drink this a lot next summer. I'm talking about this orange sherbet hard
Next
lemonade
fall.
in front of me. What's
We
that?
do it
Next fall.
peach ring in the summer.
Next fall, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Next fall. I was
peach
It
listening.
tastes just like a peach
Yeah.
ring. It's so
no,
good. yeah.
these are absolutely
like sweet
incredible. Like
lemonade,
I'm
it's
not
definitely-
lying. You know, I've been drinking craft beer for a long time, so I've kind of come full circle. And like in the summer times, I want nothing more than something sessionable, something like a backyard beer. You know,
Yeah.
and shandies, hard lemonades. Like I am not too proud to say that like I'm drinking that stuff. And light lagers and light IPAs and
Bourbon.
anything 5%. That's for the PM or weekends. But anything like 5% or below, honestly, is kind of my jam. So I'm actually really glad I finally tried this because I'm gonna drink it.
You know where I live.
I do. We live 3 streets apart.
Oh, no shit. That's cute.
It's cute. We live in a cute
Aw,
neighborhood with
adorable.
cute dogs
It's like a
and cute
gated
houses.
beer community.
There's a handful of people in the beer community that live there. Honestly,
That's kind of fun. Yeah.
so.
Get something going at the clubhouse.
Dayton's tight.
Yeah,
it's a tight
that's
little
awesome.
community for sure. And everybody kind of like, you know, if you can stay a little downtown that area, you know,
Yeah.
like that's
Dayton,
kinda-
Ohio, or Kentucky?
Dayton, Ohio.
Okay.
No one talks
I-
about Dayton,
you know,
Kentucky.
Yeah, that's why I was just like the way you said it. I was like,
That's
I
my
felt
territory.
confident.
There's like one account.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
It was like
It's
the
like
barber shop. That's
there's
about all they
Bellevue
got there.
Vets. There's a couple
Yeah.
bars and a Speedway.
Yeah, right.
UDF,
Oh, the Speedway, you mean?
the Speedway.
That's where we do all of our best
There's a-
stuff.
At the Speedway.
The
Yeah,
yacht
right.
club. That's not a
Everybody does.
yacht club.
I was flashed back to an old fake article I wrote for. I was doing like this Cincinnati Refined used to be a site, and I live in Covington, so I wrote a page that used to be called Covington Refined. It was just all like really shitty ones. But I found my Bachfest post today. It just hit my memories, and it was just like something about how flayed or parade director unsure of which shithole gas station he's supposed to turn left at. And it's like with the quotes like, "There's 2 speedways next door. They don't even share a driveway. What the fuck is going on?"
It's fucked up, and you can't get on the highway now
No, oh
from
my
the
God.
one exit. It's like
It's
oh,
so
dude,
frustrating.
The
I was like-
fuckery of it all.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, it totally helped." I was like, "I don't really see the difference so far, but whatever." Anyway, I'll get off that soapbox. Sam, it's your time. Time to shine, baby.
Oh, so I don't have a touching story.
That's okay.
Or anything crazy, but I
Yeah,
will just-
wait till this episode airs. A lot of people are going to come out with Sam Mart's touching
Oh, that's
stories.
okay. There's too many of those. So anyway,
Just overlay,
breeze past
just overlay
episode.
the Sarah McLachlan in the arms of the angel.
Little dog with pink eye. So I'm gonna go all day from Founders. Psychopathy for me because
Classic. Can't go
one
wrong
of
with that.
it's literally one of my favorite beers. Outside of Happy Amber, it's a toss up really between the two.
Yeah.
Bell's is always going to be too hard at.
Yep.
New Belgium. I mean,
Old Fat Tire.
I was about to say I have a warm spot in my heart for Old Fat Tire or Amber ales in general, but obviously original Fat Tire was great. I honestly had
Did
The
it-
new
Did
one's
change?
fantastic,
I have not
man.
tried it. I haven't
Let's
tried
not
it.
talk about how great the old one is. Let's
I
talk about how
haven't
great the
tried
new
it.
one
So I'm
is.
curious about that.
Yeah.
I've heard this a few times. I was like,
Good,
I
that's a
haven't-
whole nother fucking podcast.
I
ain't got time for this shit.
Talk shit. I'm just saying, old Fat Tire was where it was, and then obviously Coast to Coast from those guys is awesome.
Always a killer too. Yep.
But I will admit, one of those moments, just like sublimely self-righteous. The first time I had a hoppy porter or a black IPA. The first time I ever had a coffee blonde ale was Fool's Gold at the original 50 West brew pub, and that was the first time I ever had a blonde ale that was like coffee, and I was like, again, just like the black IPA. I was like, they make hoppy porters, like
Yeah.
they make coffee lagers, like what the f is this? And
Yeah.
it was definitely just again one of those moments in beer where I was just like, okay, like shit's real cool. Like,
That's
I
so
like
cool
this.
though. Yeah, I love it.
But yeah, again, I'm obviously a big craft beer fan in general, but great to work with these guys for our event, not only because we've all basically worked together for a very long time, but obviously all of our breweries make fantastic beer, and we're all doing this for a really good cause. So definitely looking
Bringing it
forward.
full circle.
You know, why not, man? We're back.
That's the touching
We're back
story.
to the event.
Yeah.
We're back to the event. November 22nd, 5 p.m., 5 to 9.
Well, we should also shout out that we are all under the same roof as far as distribution.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
So
That is-
we use Stagnero and Bombright. I think Bombright only services here, but
Okay.
I know I'm in the house with everybody.
Same, yeah.
So I tend to only work with people that are in the same house because it just seems like,
It gets all confusing, and
you play well in a sandbox with your fellow people.
They got more than me, and it's for charity. But
Yeah.
You're like, now's the time to pump the brakes.
So
on that,
yeah, Bomb Bright's probably going to come through with some stuff too.
Oh no,
so.
I already talked to KB about it. He said
Cool.
he's definitely going to.
That's awesome.
Oh.
Yeah.
Love me
They
some
support us all
KB.
well.
I love that. Did you get to pick beers too?
Not yet. No, I'll definitely dive in. I'll start with my own, and I'll say Porter is my favorite Founders beer.
Okay.
PSA for Madtree. I'm gonna go Mars Double IPA from Bell's, which I don't think I've done in a couple years, but was
hell of a good
an awesome beer.
selection.
Awesome beer.
Yeah.
Oracle also I would throw up there from Bell's. Going over to New Belgium, I'm probably also gonna go old school Amber Fat Tire.
Fat Tire Classique.
I have. It's good.
So
it's
I
good,
have
but
it.
like again, it's like it's not about like one being better than the other. It's about
nostalgia.
just the
Totally
nostalgia
different. Yeah,
of,
for
the,
sure.
of the brand, and then coast to coast for me as well with 50 West over there. But
So when does New Belgium do original Fat Tire and like nostalgia?
We've all talked about it.
Oh,
It's
sure.
come
It'll
up
happen.
so
Gotta
many
come back in a
times.
variety
It's
pack
just
or
a matter
something.
of like, I mean, there's a lot of things going on right now, with the merger still, and we're still merging a lot of things. So as long as all those things are still kind of going on, the dust has to settle. And once it does, I'm sure that they'll probably take a look at it.
It's a longer play to get the
yeah.
millennials, get the new drinker. The old Fat Tire drinker is slowly dying and only buying a 6-pack a year. So
Yeah.
we had to quit hanging our hat on that guy.
Sure.
The loud minority, I call them, the one that
Right.
bitches the most that bought one 6-pack
For
a year.
sure.
You're
Sure.
like, I
It's
have
like,
time
I'm
to
so
complain on
sorry about your
Facebook.
story, but
yeah,
you know
well,
what?
like when I think about Fat Tire too, I think of like it in a bomber with the bike illustration.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like
Just-
it is a super nostalgic
Yeah.
For
version
sure.
of it that
It's
I'm
changed
thinking
like
of, right?
5 versions of labels since I've been with the company, 10 years. So it's just, and different flavor profiles changing and all that stuff.
And we've all been in the beer game for a long time. That was such an iconic brand launch 10 years ago or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And it's like, I remember that brand launch very
It
well.
was 10 years.
Yeah. And it's like
10 years.
Yeah.
2013.
Because I was hired to do the launch
Maybe it's
10 years
'cause-
ago, and I
It's
just
'cause
hit
of
my
when
10 year.
I first discovered it when I was living in Colorado, and that was back like 2010. I want to say.
I think it was early '90s when it started, right?
91.
91, yep. And then, but when it came to Ohio, when our first case that was delivered here,
2013.
which was before my time, because I started in 2014, rode a bike.
Yeah,
from-
Brock Anderson from
Brock, yep.
Bombray. He rode his
Rode a
bike
bike.
that entire year to work and back. He got on the news.
rode a bike from Bombray here with a case strapped onto the back little pad right back there. Not that
That's
exact
insane.
same bike.
It had a basket,
but
yeah.
Had the thing and had it bungee cord to the back. And rode the bike here. It was before my time, but it was one of the great stories like I heard before I started here. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Damn.
nuts.
That's so cool though.
so
Dedication.
Yeah, fun.
Yeah,
work.
right.
delivered first
It's
Fat
cool.
Tire beer was delivered here on a bike.
I think
pretty
really
cool.
the bigger play is like our efforts toward being carbon neutral
Mm-hmm.
and using raw barley and changing the recipe to. It's the only carbon neutral beer in the world. So that's
cool.
Yeah, so that's more of the designation we're trying to get, and that's harder than being organic and like you got to jump through hoops to get all these like B certifications and
You guys are cool.
Sure.
we're B Corp and we're to have that carbon neutral designation on the package makes you feel good about what you're doing,
Yeah.
when you can offset what the crap that we're doing to the world. So I think that was a bigger play for Fat Tire.
That's cool. I had no
So-
idea. That's really awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So Mark, what are your favorite beers from these breweries?
That's a great question. I'm gonna go Bell's Two Hearted for sure. A lot of my best nights that I can't remember are thanks to that. On the Madtree end, I'm gonna go classic. Also, somebody brought up. I think you brought up Galaxy High earlier. Galaxy High, again, another drink that I spent a lot of.
And I would have said Galaxy High because it is my favorite double IPA we've ever done.
Yeah.
But as a distance drinker, I tend to steer away from
I'm a
the doubles.
sprinter, my friend. I'm here. I'm like trying to get in. I'm trying to get in trouble on the way home.
He's like, quick knack, wake up.
Yeah, exactly.
It's good, it's good.
It's like by the time the burger comes out, I'm ready to rock and
There
roll.
you go.
The Founders, I'm torn too because I always love the breakfast stout. But funny enough that you brought the Rubaeus. I haven't had that in forever, and I forgot how much I like that. Honestly, the
good.
raspberry, it's so great. Yeah, absolutely. 50 West. I'm torn too because I really love the Christmas cookie. But you guys really have have created a new spot in my life with the lemonade lineup, and I really have drank more of that this year than I would like to admit publicly. Unfortunately, I am old.
Unfortunately, I just did.
Yeah, and unfortunately, being old, I forgot New Belgium too, because I'm also a Fat Tire Classic type of guy. But I haven't tried the new one yet, and I'm sure it is incredible. I'm very much looking forward to it. Did I answer well? Do I get the seal of approval?
What about you, Ferdinand?
So
he's about to make some enemies.
I'm not even gonna go all crazy. So original Punch You in the IPA from 50 West, followed up by original Road to the Jungle. That shit was the bomb.
Yeah.
Not that any of them been bad.
No, but that one was-
that was my
yeah.
baby. That was my baby.
You killed it.
New Belgium. I'm gonna have to go the Black Lager 1554.
Yup.
Yeah.
Love that beer. We've talked
Damn,
about
that's a
that
good
beer in
one.
kegs.
Yeah.
We've talked about
Classic.
that beer in kegs multiple times. We won't elaborate onto it now. But love that beer. Bell's, Too Hard is the easy answer, but it's also the correct answer. I like a
It's the one I drank more.
12-pack to 18-pack of Hop Slam a year, but I'm trying not to be as fat as I once was, so I don't drink as much double IPAs, and I like to drink at home more than anywhere else, so I don't care. I'll just fall asleep in my chair. I'm the old dad.
Yeah,
It happens.
big honk shoe energy.
Honk shoe.
Madtree.
This is gonna be fun.
There's so many different ways to go, but just to be, I love June.
Oh man,
Absolutely love June. We talked about the Coles, talked about the lift, and I mean juniper berries, like
Gin barrels,
Yep,
juniper berries.
Yep, I'm a little piney. It's
so
piney
good.
but not hoppy, so I like that. Founders. I could go multiple different ways, but I'm gonna go super old school, and I hope it's the one they're bringing back this year. I'm going Bolt Cutter.
Okay.
Big ass barley wine.
Yeah.
I'm not a barley wine fan.
That is a good one.
I'm trying
That is a
hard,
good
but
one.
I just it
No
doesn't
comment.
click.
Not bringing it back.
I didn't think so. I think it's
Intelligence
CBS. I think it's
exclusive.
CBS coming. So,
That's awesome. Great selection, Ferd.
There's some other good stuff coming.
Looking forward to that. Well, here, as we near an hour, we should wrap this up. Sam, you want to give one more plug for the
Yeah,
event?
again, first of all, thank you everybody for coming out today. Thank you for participating, obviously, in the charity
Yeah,
event.
this was a lot of fun, guys. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Ferdinand,
Thank you for
letting
having
us
us.
host
Of course,
this.
anytime.
Mark, thank you for getting in here and letting us jip.
And actually, let me throw a shout out to you too, Sam. Thank you so much for coming in not just once, but twice to help me figure out the extra microphone situation.
Well,
That really
not a
was a
problem.
huge help.
No
Thank you.
problem. I know last time we had some issues with having too many people, so I figured
I figured
I like to bring the party.
Yeah, I'm down.
that, and I didn't want to work
I
very hard
always
today.
am like, this sounds great, and then I go to edit it, and I'm like, oh fuck.
fucking bird. Like, man, it sounded so much better when we were in the room.
Yeah, right. Well, no, it's always good, you know.
It's a 10-minute podcast.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, can we invent AI that doesn't draw things but just like edits my work
There you
for
go.
me? That's the next tip.
But yeah, so like I said, again, thank you everybody. Thank you. Don't forget to thank that Jim fella for us. Yeah, guys, again, final reminder: Wednesday, November 22nd, 5 to 9 p.m. 5 breweries, tons of different beers. Bring some toys, help some kids, and let's party and
It's for a good cause.
Get real drunk the day before Thanksgiving.
Sounds good. Thanks.
All right, let's go with. We do not want stuffed animals anymore. Major
yeah.
prizes are
No
going to be
stuffies.
a New Belgium bike, a Founder's
Nice.
golf bag, a solo stove from Madtree, a printed
Vintage
cooler from
Vintage
printed cooler from 50 West. I can't wait to see that one.
Plus T-shirts, frisbees.
Probably some
All kinds
sunglasses.
of-
I feel like those always
Yeah,
show
yeah,
up.
yeah.
Chapsticks,
We're not just
glasses,
doing four
cozies.
giveaways.
Some
We're going to do
hammocks.
giveaways every couple
Are you
of
really?
I mean, every
Yeah.
15
Oh,
minutes
shit.
there'll be something
I
given
get
away.
one of
It is
these?
a good
Hugs from
time.
your local beer reps.
And plenty of beer.
And if you're lucky, Sam might lick your head.
No.
Oh.
That's
You definitely
aggressive.
edit that out.
Thanks, everybody. Looking forward to the Pint Night. It's going to be a great time. We'll see all of you on the 22nd. And hey, everyone, thank you so much for watching the show. Appreciate it out there. I think this is it for us right now. We got a little Thanksgiving action coming up next week. We've got more. I'm going to introduce you to a cool... she's an interesting character in general, but she's hosting a cool TV show, and she just shot with Jungle here in the store, so that's going to be fun. I've still been meaning. I've got an episode with my friend Rome, and we're talking about international packaging, and then that ends up derailing quickly, and it just ends up being a fun episode. You'll have fun with that one. This coming week, and I meant to air it this week. So Ralph at Ben B. Schwartz, I love you. I'm sorry this episode was much longer than anticipated. A few dates changed, but we're gonna learn a bit more about produce. I have so much content, I don't even know what to tell you. I've got a couple from Switzerland, but that's reductive. But you'll understand more in person. That just told me about Swiss. Honestly, right out of frame right now is all of these delicious Swiss foods that we actually can't get at Jungle Gyms because they don't distribute outside of their country. But I got to try it, and you're going to see all about it. So this was a bunch of stuff coming up. As always, I appreciate the love and support, everybody. Great to see you out in public. Thanks to everybody who came to the wine festival. Thanks to everyone who took their picture with me and said nice things to me about being a legend. I love it. Made my day. All right. On that, I'm done. I will see you out there in the aisles.
The Jungle Gyms podcast is recorded in the WJJI studio inside Jungle Gyms International Market in Fairfield, Ohio. The Jungle Gyms podcast is produced and hosted by Mark Borison.